Could you hear this or no?
No.
I knew it. I did this once before. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Because I was showing something else before, and I forgot.
I thought it was just a trick. I was like, ooh, they can hear it, and we can't.
Well, they already know who some of my guests are now, but... Hello again, everybody. This is Vinnieart, and tonight we got a couple of guests on. We're waiting on a few who are extra late, but we'll manage. We're going to have a couple more surprises anyway during the stream. But yeah, tonight we got John from Beyond. He's been on here before.
How yes, sir. Doing well, buddy. How about you?
Pretty good, pretty good. I'm exhausted, but I think everyone had a long weekend from.
I think everybody's kind of like, woo.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think we're just naturally lethargic more than anything.
That too. I mean, we're all running on fumes lately, but yeah, we got AC and Nick Zamudio. Did I pronounce it right?
Mm-hmm. You got it.
Excellent. Yeah, they are actually a great creative team who they've been working with Irene, who's late. With on Fiendish and other projects too. They've been friends for a while, and yeah, I want to showcase them tonight because I've been on a bunch of streams now with them over on Renee's Wednesday streams, and yeah, I think AC and Nick they are fantastic people, great creators, and I want to give a little bit of a spotlight and kind of talk comics. So yeah, welcome. I'm glad you guys are here. And
likewise.
Same.
Yeah. Hopefully we're gonna have a good stream. I think we should. Yeah, we have a couple of cool people who have been waiting here. We got Hard Boiled. What's up, brother? Oh, John's here.
Yeah. See, I'm everywhere. I'm like savoir-faire.
And I don't know what happened. I had other people in there before, and now their thing has vanished. Thanks, StreamYards. Fantastic. But yeah, like I said, we're going to start showcasing some more creators, and I'm going to start doing some more streams as well. So my Sunday streams, I'm going to keep those going. They're going to be, again, 9 o'clock as always. But I think Fridays, I'm going to start adding extra live streams. I don't know where I'm going to make the time to do it, but we're going to do it. But yeah, I already have a guest coming, not this Friday, but the following one. So I'm already starting to schedule things out a bit. Putting on my professional hat, because that's how we do it here. Oh, what's up, Brian?
You have multiple hats. What's up, Brian?
Yes,
hey, Brian.
All the time. Yeah, like I said, we have a couple of guests that are supposed to be popping in. But Brian, if you do want a link, I could send you one too, buddy. If you just want to chill for a bit. But again, yeah, we'll see what happens with our other fun guests once they finally do come. Or but in the meantime, I'll play a trailer or something. Or if John, you want to start letting people know about your campaign, we can do that as well.
I'm good either way. I mean, AC and Nick, do you want to talk a little bit, or you want to wait to see if Rini comes?
I think
it doesn't make a difference.
That you showed up first, so I think that we should start with your campaign. You were here first. I don't mind chilling for Irene a little bit since she's not here. But
all right, cool. We'll talk Little Black Tiger. The campaign actually just closed out last night at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah. So hey, my thanks to everybody. I saw you guys on Wednesday on Rini's stream on Wednesday, and that was really cool. And it was just a great push for the last few days. Got up to 180 backers, a little over 11,500, which is a really big deal for me. So I am exceptionally grateful to everybody that has backed And if you're interested, it's still in demand, and we're going to. So there's a little bit of work we're doing on the lettering still, and then once that's done, we're going to go to print. So right now, everything is still available. You can still, but probably in another week or two, we'll start taking some of the perks down. Because once we get into the production of the commissions, we're not going to want to have too many of those lined up.
Very cool, man.
Reedy!
Hey guys! Sorry, I got a call from family. What's up?
Yay!
Johnny just giving you a rundown over on his Kickstarter. Oh, sorry, Indiegogo. I've still got to get used to it.
Dare you?
Yeah. Oh, Reedy, bringing out the claws. She said.
Okay, whatever. Who cares?
It's all good. Like I said, we'll see what happens with all this stuff too. Because crowdfunding is, it is what it is. I might eventually go over there just to prevent people from trying to steal my campaigns like they did in the past. So I'm thinking about doing that.
That's actually a good topic of conversation, honestly, because I've spoken with. It's like I've spoken with some folks that have had success on one platform and not the other. You do see some folks that have success on both. Like you said, one, protect your stuff. You don't want clowns putting up, falsifying, acting like they're you putting up a campaign. But also, there does really seem to be there's a different demographic that maybe you can appeal to over there.
Yeah, I'm toying with the idea just for that because I saw what happened and how long it took to try to correct it and shit too. And I'm working so hard on my projects. I don't want anyone trying to screw me over or just try to screw over fans for any level or any reason. So I might do maybe some kind of limited, again, really short run of something because over there you don't even have an on-demand kind of
exactly.
store.
So just your campaign is it. Once it's done, it's done.
Yeah. So that's what I'm assuming too with all this stuff. So, but anyway, yeah, we're all kind of learning. Like I said, I'm on campaign number 6 over on Indiegogo. I love Indiegogo. So no matter whatever I do, I would definitely keep things going strong on Indiegogo, all the different tiers, all that stuff. If I do one over there, it's literally just to be preventative, and it might just be one cover. That's it. When it's all fulfilled and done, that's it, and we close it. I'm toying with that idea. So
yeah,
if it happens, it's not going to be anytime soon. I can tell you that right now.
No, I got you. It's running a campaign it's a great thing, but it's a lot of work in and of itself. So it's just to me, it's just the idea of putting up a campaign over there too is just oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's nuts. Blue Samurai in the house. What's up, brother? But yeah, it is what it is, basically. But yeah, over here, we want to keep the positive stuff going, and things have been working out really well for us. So yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's true.
That's also a good rule of thumb.
Yeah,
but,
no doubt.
Yeah, John, dude, congrats on what you did on this too, man. I was cheering you on too when you were closing out. When you hit the 10K.
Yeah, that was huge.
Hell yeah, man. Dude, very proud of you and all the work you've been doing lately. You've been promoting your ass off too with this, so I'm very happy people have been backing it and supporting it. And,
man, this takes a village though. Getting on streams. I've been on your stream. I've been on Reenie's stream. A lot of people have been really generous, and man, that's what it takes. Like you said, you always talk about putting your hat on. Everybody's wearing multiple hats, and one of the hats you have to wear on is. Just getting out there and getting people to know your book, getting people so that they know about your book. That's part of the gig. So, there's the man, Brian.
Sure. What's up, Brian?
What's
up, everybody?
What's up?
How you doing? What up, Reenie? What up, Vinnie?
What up?
We're doing pretty good, man. We're doing pretty good.
What's up,
And AC and Nick, pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Likewise.
Same.
Rock and roll. Yeah, I heard you all talking about Kickstarter. I think it was last year I put my book, I think it was a trade paperback, on Kickstarter just as an experiment. And part of the experiment was, okay, let me just put that on there and not promote it. And it did pretty well. I think it did about $3,000 or so.
But you didn't
with no promotion.
You didn't promote it. Oh wow.
That's decent for no promotion.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So, my attitude is just like, yeah, Kickstarter sucks. They've got censorship and all this other bullshit. Vinny's had an incredible hassle with them. I don't blame him from staying the hell away from them. At the same time, it is a much bigger platform. I mean, how many times have you had conversations with people and they're like, well, like what you been doing? I'm like, oh, I'm doing an Indiegogo campaign. What's that? It's like Kickstarter? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I remember trying to explain to people who don't watch our streams or they don't really follow us on Twitter. If it's in other places, yeah, you're right. They're scratching their head. They don't know what it is. And if people don't know what it is, they get skittish. Like they're afraid to put their money into it. They don't know. They don't understand kind of how it works. That that they're helping to fund these projects, and to really get that across is tricky. That's why for a long time. The crowdfunding stuff, it was difficult to kind of get it off the ground if you don't have a big name or a big platform or some shit like that to really go with it, and people were just kind of doing it. Because I remember like during the convention scene, a lot of people were talking about it here and there, and they weren't sure. Some people or others go, oh no, yeah, it's been working out for me, we're doing okay, but it's just enough to get funded, and they would usually just do it like that and then take all the books to the conventions. You know what I mean? So this is different because we're mailing it out. So there's that extra cost as well. And, and then all the other bells and whistles that we're adding on to everything, stickers, prints, you name it. I mean, across the board, people have been doing all sorts of different things.
I didn't know that it was actually like a big,
what was that?
I don't know. Who did I start speaking?
No, go ahead.
Go for it, Nick.
Good. You're good.
I was going to say that I for one didn't actually know that Kickstarter was, as you guys say, like a bigger thing. I just knew that it had a lot more recognition for the projects actually being funded on there. And I completely understand what you guys are saying. It's like, the trust thing. Because coming from Colombia, we've talked to Irene a lot of times about this whole thing, but the websites and like different systems, especially the ones that actually require you to pay or ask you to trust on payment, are really bad. I always reliably, when I use a Colombian website, it's like, okay, this is going to be broken in some way or another. I'm probably going to have to do this thing like twice or thrice.
Yeah.
Hopefully not losing money in the process. So
Wow.
The fact that you guys talk about like trust, like, I completely get that. And that's even coming from the US, where, we had gotten used to just being able to use like stuff like Amazon and whatnot to be able to order things. Like, that is just not the norm here. It was only during COVID that there's been a new push to actually be able and get things going without having to go in person.
Holy crap.
When you say that, it's actually like a whole thing about being able to make people trust Indiegogo. For people that are used to actually paying online all the time, it really speaks to the issues of logistics for it.
But then again, if people don't use it, and if we stop putting stuff on Indiegogo, then how is it ever going to be legitimized? I just like the platform more, and I don't I don't particularly. It's like Kickstarter is like. They came first. They're a bigger platform, but I don't think for comics specifically, I don't think it really makes difference with how much you're funded. I've seen people, like the funding amount seems to be about the same with people who are, about the same amount of renown and the same amount of promotion. And honestly, I think people do for comics specifically do better on Indiegogo. So. I don't think the fact that Kickstarter came first and it's a bigger overall platform is a reason that I wouldn't use it. I really just like Indiegogo. Like what they offer.
I agree. I told you one of the only reasons I would do it would be to prevent anyone trying to steal my campaign. Yeah,
because that's happened to you.
Yeah. And I don't need any more snakes like this or other people who again are friends with the beast and they're playing with us, because we've seen that a couple of times now. It's becoming a little more too frequent, and I don't like that. But at the same time, I have seen campaigns that did really poorly on Indiegogo head over to Kickstarter and do great. So again, I don't know. I don't know how it works if they have a different kind of network or a different way of how they were promoting. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm toying with the idea, and if I do, it would be literally one cover, one variant cover, whatever it is, just like a one shot, just to kind of see, just to test how it is. But yeah, no, I'm definitely staying in Indiegogo, 100%.
I can imagine that a big part of it is also just, luck of the draw. You might just be lucky and just find the right kind of clientele or audience for your particular project that just whose eyes just did not look at it just by chance when on another platform.
Yeah, it doesn't harm to use multiple platforms.
Right. Yeah, like I said, it all depends. Everything's so strange right now, and lately with kind of what's been going on. We know that things are a little bit tough here and there. So that's why we're very appreciative to everybody who's been supporting us across the board, people who tune in, to what we're doing here and what we're creating. It's a great thing. But before we get any further, I do want to cover a little bit more about.
Hello. Hey, that's mine.
Yeah, we got excited.
Yeah, man.
Also pulling up because we know that Nick, he's done he's doing the colors on this project as we speak. AC, she's doing a couple of the trading cards. So I want people to know a little bit more about AC and Nick. So tell us a little bit of your story. How did you get into comics? Again, I know Nick. He's worked on full books too. It's not just that he's a colorist. He's very talented all around. We were on Greeny Stream, and he's got a book out right now, pretty much with what's his name, James
Parrish.
Yes. And the name of that book,
The Detonator.
Detonator. That's it.
It's manly. That's a manly name. It sounds like a Schwarzenegger or like a Stallone movie from the 80s.
It is a good title.
I think it's just we got to do a super. I keep wanting to say superhero. It's like a super villain whose head is just a bomb. So I like that.
It's fun. Is it live yet? Or is it going live next week?
No. James has told me that it's gonna be live on Tuesday.
Okay, there you go. Tuesday, and that one's on Kickstarter.
I would read the hell out of that.
Yeah, you said
it's great.
It's named after the villain, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I mean, he's got the cool mask and stuff.
He's the protagonist of the story, but he's also the villain. So we're seeing it's like a superhero story from the villain's perspective.
At least from the beginning. On the first issues, he is the villain.
That is cool.
Yeah.
His
head is a bomb.
His head is a bomb.
Yeah. It was just I think when we were when I was doing concept art for the design, James just wanted to have the general motif. The detonator, because he wanted that trigger word, because it's a lot about a psychological journey for one of the characters, and I think one of the first rundowns that we went through was like a grenade or something, but it just ended up being too bulky, and then I just started drawing just a little face on it, and it just came like, oh cool, let's just do it as one of those little cartoon bombs, and I hope James goes for it instead of the grenade. I think I purposely actually started making the grenade outfit a bit more bulky so that the bomb one would look a little bit more streamlined.
Oh, we've all done that. Yeah, it's like when you want the person to pick one of the concepts.
It was just like, oh yeah, I mean, which one do you like most? I mean, this one or this one.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful because a lot of times they'll choose the shittiest one, the one that you like.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that's completely fair, and I know that happens a lot with design, but I think it also helped that James and I had been talking about the kinds of books that we like ahead of time, and I know that he liked manga and a lot of very slim fitted characters, so I tried to use a little bit of that bias there.
Oh, you knew what you were doing.
You're gonna have to pull out Detonator now too, as well.
I know. I feel we're talking about Detonator.
Yeah, if you have the link,
I'm curious as fuck.
Drop it in the private.
Yeah, because it is not live yet, so I actually don't have that.
Live.
No, it's
again. Still sign up.
I saw the sign up page. I signed up on the sign up page.
I just tickled our ass with a feather. And just you're gonna leave us high and dry.
Hold on, I did see pages.
I know. We can actually the one that I do know that is very easy to get to is that and I keep reminding James is that the first issue, because before we started even considering crowdfunding, we put it up on Comixology. So if we go to Comixology, the first issue is there with some of the preview pages in the first cover, which is probably my favorite so far too.
Isn't it on his website too?
I believe so.
Yeah, grab the link and drop it into the private here, and I'll pull it up.
It's on his website, and he forgot it was on his website.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do it.
So does he literally blow his own brains out every time he explodes?
Well, no, I think it's just a character just themed around
blowing shit up.
Around explosives, but
Gotcha.
Yeah, but it's not really a bomb. I think it's like, you know what? I think it ended up being just when we actually started doing the fight scenes and stuff. It just turned out to be a good excuse as to where to have the super powered character land the hits to not kill this regular guy. So when you literally have a brick in the shape of a bomb, we got to crack that a few times and excuse him not dying in one go.
There you go. I posted a link to his website.
It's a bit of a long link. Maybe I'm not doing it right.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's there.
All right.
Well, I got the Comixology one too. Didn't he have? What's better? Off of his website? Yeah, probably off his website.
The images on his website are they're more viewable. There you go.
Oh hell yeah!
You see the covers. Yeah.
Ding 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 sold.
Yeah.
Instant sale. You have my money.
Yeah.
So I don't. Who wants to start? AC or Nick? Who got into comics first? Did you get in at the same time? Tell us your background. Let people know who you are.
Why don't you go first, honey?
I guess so. We kind of got into comics around the same time. We're like the same age. We went to college together. I mean, I guess oh my God, how do I even describe this? I've always been like imagining I was gonna become a comic artist. So I went to SCAD. I went to the Savannah College of Art and Design. We actually it was Nick, Irene, and me who all went to SCAD together around the same time. But anyway, I didn't have the money to actually finish my education, so I had to drop out. But
it's fine. You're one of the smart ones. It made no difference.
It was because my mom told me that she couldn't pay for it. And everybody's like, no, you can drop out. You can drop out. You can just get a job as you are. I'm like, okay. It was really expensive to me. But luckily, one of our teachers, Chris Schweitzer, who's actually also a comic artist, he was friends with Cullen Bunn. And Cullen Bunn, oh my God, I was a huge fan of The Sixth Gun.
Yeah, man, I love that book. I've loved everything I've read by Cullen Bunn, actually.
He's a great writer. I love him so much.
Yeah, he is. The Empty Man also, that's a really good one by him.
Did you see that he's also just, I think he was just promoting it on Facebook, that he just, the movie for The Empty Man is coming out. I think it's on like HBO Max or something.
I've seen it.
Oh, cool.
I've seen it. It's
nice.
It's about 20 minutes too long, but what movie isn't these days? But it's very good.
I don't know. Like the thing is just that I actually, the fact that movie came out, I was like, I kept telling Colin that I haven't read that book, but just the first cover for The Empty Man, I loved it. It really sold me on just wanting to do it. Eventually, I do need to sit down and read it, and then I would like to compare it with the movie because that's always fun. Just seeing where they went differently.
Yeah. It is. Yeah, I mean, it's really good cosmic horror, like non-Lovecraftian cosmic horror.
Oh, that is unusual for Colin. He always likes his Cthulhu stuff in there.
But he's so good at horror. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I've been studying a lot of his stuff, to be honest, because I'm writing a horror comic right now for Adam Lawson, and of course, you want to see what's out there in terms of the genre, and Cullen Bunn stuff just immediately grabbed me. Out of all the different horror authors in the last 10 years, I would say he's definitely. I think he's rocket ruling that genre right now.
That's cool.
Did you check out Harrow County, Brian?
No, I haven't. Bone County, you mean?
No,
where people are like snorting corpses. I think.
No, Harrow.
Yeah.
County.
Oh no! I haven't.
Dude, that's I love that one. I think it's because we were also working with him off of our the own series. The series that we were doing with him was also rural horror.
Yeah.
So having seen him actually then go and do this, like, oh, I love that stuff because it gives me flashbacks of actually being back at my family farm and the scary stuff of just like wood creaking, the sounds of bats just kind of hitting the rafters, right. The dangers of just like somebody kind of like intruding into your land and you just don't know what's going on, or just seeing wild horses passing by. It's like that's I love that stuff. I love that series. Really, really fun and great art too. Really great. It's all watercolor.
It's Tyler Crook, right?
Oh, yeah. I love
Tyler Crook. Tyler Crook, he did the art and he also watercolored his work as well.
Oh. We already went on this tangent. I was trying to find out.
Okay. We've already
went into the other
we got on Colin Bunn. I'm sorry. I think I kind of derailed the conversation there, but I'm
Brian
sorry.
Brian likes buns.
It's no, dude, that's awesome. It's like I've been working with him like this whole time. It's like every time
I said yo.
Yeah,
that's straight up how you started.
Yeah.
Let me flavor that a little bit, because the thing is that when we knew that Ariel just was not going to be able, AC was not going to be able to actually go for full tuition, she had last gone into this very kind of experimental class that our professor Chris Schweitzer was doing, and it was all about Western comics, which was very specialized, which was not normal in SCAD. And so she got super psyched about that. We went in there, did a bunch of narrative work and stuff, and then
I got to do a short comic written by John Arcudi.
That was so cool. That was so cool. Nice. And then she pretty much had a portfolio to show to Cullen while he was doing the Sixth Gun.
Oh my god!
All of the Western stuff.
I was so
and that's how she was able to actually get off. And I just grabbed tight like a tick and just piggybacked over there to be the colorist on that book, and just slither my way into doing some of those covers.
Yeah, so it was. My professor, again, Chris Schweitzer, also a comic artist. He was friends with Cullen Bunn, and so that's how he's like, Cullen, take a look at this girl in my class. So awesome. Got to meet Cullen, and Cullen wanted to just like pick me up, and we've been pretty much a team ever since. I've been working with Cullen Bunn. I've also worked with Brian Hurt. Brian Hurt's also done some writing as well, and I got to work under him. He was my writer for the mini series I did for the Sixth Gun. And so I did, it was like I had never been a fan of horror in my life before. I just kind of didn't really care for it. But then like the first project that Cullen sends me is Death Follows. And I was like, damn, I am so a fan of horror now. It was just instant. I just fell in love with it.
It's the best genre. It's the best genre. You can get away with murder.
Yeah.
Literally. I mean, really. You can get away. I mean, you can just like literally have a family just devour itself.
You know what reminds me of what you just said? It sounds like a kid who goes, "Oh, I hate broccoli. Have you ever had broccoli?" No. And then the kid eats it and he's, "Oh, it's not bad." That's what it kind of sounded like. You kind of skirted around it until it fell on your lap, and then you
just hadn't seen a good horror before.
That little example of the kid that doesn't want to eat broccoli defines Ariel in so many ways.
Oh, you shut
up! So many things.
Busted.
Shut up. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I've been roping Nick into everything. It's kind of hard not to, and you've got like Cullen Bunn, Brian Hurt on in a team. Like, Nick's an awesome colorist. He also does like crazy ass monster designs and stuff. And
that's all right, honey. I'll probably have my time to do a backstory. You can say your stuff.
Oh yeah. So.
Well, so the story is AC got into comics, and Nick is just parasitically leeching off of her career. We're done.
That's what he's been saying.
Next,
he just came out. Yeah, I mean, that's in his own words.
That is sad. Irene tries to diss on me, and all she can do is just paraphrase me.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
exactly.
I'm just clarifying. I'm not dissing you. No, you see, I'm not dissing you. I'm just
Nobody can
clarifying
fucking.
what you said.
All right, stop arguing, people. Hail to Stephen Walton.
What
What's up, buddy?
That's literally what you
Steven?
said.
Right,
Kitty?
Kitty. Hello. We got Spike 220.
What up?
Yeah. We got more people who've been popping in. That's a good thing. I know I have space for one other person, and I sent out links to like 4 other people. So I'm trying to see who's going to be the first one to jump in here, because we have 2 guests who are extremely late now. One's probably asleep, and the other one probably doesn't know what day it is because he had a 24-hour stream.
Oh my gosh.
And you're not
All
going to tell us
right.
who it. You're not going to tell us who it is. You're going to give us a hint at least.
Well, Red Gaze, I mean, he's an old man. He passes out from time to time, and it's hard for him to wake up. I bust his balls all the time,
dude.
because we're all good.
I know the guy who did the 24-hour stream. He's probably. I mean, that was like 2 days ago, though. Is he still like dead from?
Yeah,
that?
it was, but I think because he's in Australia right now, so it's he probably got the time wrong.
So he did a recent 24-hour stream. I don't.
It was like, was it Friday?
Brian, he was sending links to everybody too. For Wonder Island, he had launched this, and he did a 24-hour stream for it. Again, it's crazy.
Oh, Liam. Okay, I thought you said. I thought you meant Red.
No.
Okay,
Yeah, no. Red's just napping. I told you, he's tired as well.
Red just gives 0 fucks. Yeah, no, we understand.
Yeah, he's tied up. He was testing out. Okay.
Cool. Good to know.
No. Walton is he's part of Rogue Entertainment. That's a great group of guys. We've been doing streams like all week, which is awesome. We have multiple ones and all different creators, and we kind of. That's what we did. We break each other's balls during these things as well, but we cover like what's going on in entertainment, and we want to start doing more showcasing on other creators too. So they were more like a branch from the Phantom Menace that we kind of doing our own thing, but it's really cool. And again, wonderful people that are involved in that. So yes. Again, it's so much going on because we have to work together. We have to build this together because we know with the Beast, we know what Marvel Beast, we know what they're doing, and it's gross, it's sick. So we are pivoting into some really good projects. And again, what we're doing here is what I like. If people like creators who are shitting on one another just for the sake of doing it, I don't want them near my streams because that's not going to help anybody. It's not going to do any good. Yeah, it's stupid stuff. But over here, we want to keep pushing in a positive light, promoting people in a good way. And the crappy ones, well, then they don't have to be around here. So it's that simple. It's not complicated. We can grow in a really great way, and I think that's what we're doing here.
Reedy, what is your campaign at right now? It's like 23, I think.
Oh no, it's more than that. But no, we're not talking about that right now. We haven't finished introducing our new guests.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I'm riffing
we'll get back to my campaign.
I'm riffing off of Vinny. What I'm saying is, when you first met us, like before, like when you first met this group, like I think your book had been funded, but like sort of barely, and now you're at like 26. That's fucking awesome.
It's pretty nuts. I mean, I was funded very quickly. I was funded in like a week, within the first week, but then it kind of petered out because I got like the first week bump, and that was from just my Facebook contacts and like my whoever was following me on Twitter at the time, and that was it. But yeah, it's
people
because
at Marvel that told you that they would like support you.
No, they never told me they would support me, and they didn't, and they never did. So there's that. Yeah. Well, they claim they support creators, but they never specifically told me they. Well, I guess some people did, but long story short, that never apparated, and I can count the number of people that I met through the mainstream who supported this book on one hand. So there you go. It's just how it is. It's cool. They do. It's just how it is. Sure. And
so you see, I was just bringing it forward.
I'm going to go where the support is. And the book got where it's at now because of this indie scene that is, people promoting books on YouTube. And it was, I knew that I had to come on streams, and I was recommended to go on streams because of people in the comments and people like backers telling me how to promote the book. So yeah, it's great that there is this scene of people that are actively, passionately promoting indie books. And, you know, it really is because of the backers too. It's not just like the streamers are important, like creators promoting each other is important, but it really is because of the passion of the people backing the books that any of this is possible.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And again, the chat, I want to say again, Riot Kitty, thanks for popping in. I'm assuming you're overseas or it's just time for you to go, but thank you for stopping in. Again, like I said, we have awesome people here. And exactly what Irene's been saying, it's amazing of the support we've been getting on these kind of projects. I was talking to her, I think on Wednesday, and we were talking about some of these projects and stuff too. My City of Venus, when I closed out, we were at around $9,000, and now it's up to $26,000. You know, that's to show you the kind of support once people start to see what's going on. Because that's the thing is we need eyes. We need eyes on our campaigns. And people need to hear our voices and what we're talking about and how passionate we are about this stuff. Because a lot of creators that we've been seeing again on different platforms and everything else, you could tell when someone has their heart in it and who doesn't. You could see Marvel DC, they don't care.
No, they're faking the funk.
Right, and we care. So when people start to hear what we have to say and they see what's gone into these projects, they want to back it too. It's not just for the pretty artwork, the great stories, but all that stuff helps. You know, it's whatever it is.
You have to have that.
You have to. But what I'm saying is, it's just people hearing what we have here. Because again, we're not going, I got a book. This one's about a monster. We're not doing that because we've seen that. And most of these people, like, it's so strange. I don't know what they're thinking, where they're coming from. But if you're not excited about your projects, no one else is going to be excited about the project.
No.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. That's how I sell my books. I go for monsters. Buy my book.
The streams that I did, the first 2 or 3 streams that I did, I was just like, yeah, I got a monkey book. Go buy it. I was stiff as God, man.
Yeah,
it's like once you cease to give a shit, then this becomes cool.
Yeah,
I think it's more about trust. You know, like the people who are backing up. They also want to know, well, this creator they're passionate about a project and they're actually going to make it happen.
Oh yeah, well, Hair Fulfillment King up there. You know, like people know that they're going to get a book from him, and also that it's going to arrive packed in so many different layers of cardboard that you're going to need like a blowtorch to get that mouthful.
But they also know they're going to get quality because all the reviews that came out for my books have been like 5 stars across the board.
And even a giant Ziploc for the big book.
Yeah, a special box.
Yeah,
the big one had tissue paper and everything. Like I made sure you spent the money on it. You're going to get something amazing, and that's what I wanted to do with it. Because again, Through the Woods, that's one I'm very special. It's very special to me because there was so much that went into this. There's a lot of history behind this book. With what my brother and I, what we came up with, how we did this fantastic hardcover, awesome book. Look at that, beautiful, beautiful logos and everything.
Man. I still remember when you hit that mark. It was what? It was 15K.
No, I think it was 25 to unlock the hardcover. But that's the thing too. It came up in a stream. People were talking. Everyone's like. And we kind of toyed with the idea, like, what should we do with that, you know? And because a lot of people, a lot of bigger people,
don't make me give mine too, Brian. Don't flex.
I'm stiffing it.
The thing is,
I'm a book huffer. I know it's a little. It may seem a little freaky to some of y'all, but yeah, I'm a book huffer big time. we would always ask Vinny. We'd be like, crack it, right? So like you'd get like a nice fresh copy, and you'd hear. Crack. And mind you, this is really good binding. This is like French style. Okay? Everybody's like all into manga, and that's cool. Manga is awesome. But if you haven't checked it, but check out fucking French comics. And of course, Vinny killing it with the art.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
a lot of emotion. I thought in this book. I love that back cover too. Who did that? Was it you that did this?
I did the entire thing.
Vinny does everything.
Love that.
Literally everything. He's a madman.
Yeah, it's crazy. That one, like I to be fair, Frankie did write issues 2 and 3. We brainstormed the whole thing together, but I did the first draft of issue 1 on that. Like I said, that is a collected edition of the floppies, and but again, it's what we wanted to come up with. We pretty much got it all down the way we wanted. There was plenty of fights, let me tell you.
That's okay. That's okay as long as they're friendly.
Because
John's flexing.
He's like fondling his. Put on some Barry White.
I recall
That's all I need.
Marvin Gaye.
It's still resistant, was it? Did you say?
Hail Culture Casino. What was that, Rini?
What was that, Rini?
Oh, I was saying I recall this cover was spill resistant, so you can fondle the book as much as you want, everyone.
Yes, in fact.
Really?
Get through the woods.
In fact,
now.
You shouldn't have told me that.
Well, all of them except for the Volume 1 art book, they all have this nice glossy finish, because that was kind of an ongoing joke as well. That people they really seem to be very, very excited, let's say, over the work I've been putting out. But
oh no, Vinny! Oh no, you did not go there. You did not just say
go
that.
there every time we stream.
But
it's the main selling point. Okay, you have to mention it.
It's a selling point, but again, one more time, I do keep the class in this book. I mean, come on, but I did
again, especially. You know I love that tank shot.
I ruined everything.
Defend myself. I did glossy on these books for a reason, and it's not what you thought. It's because how I work, it pulls up the colors. It's just as rich as how I was painting them, and that's kind of one of the main reasons why I wanted to do it. Because I had done the flat just to see how it is, and doing it with the glossy finish, I'm like, this is perfect. This is kind of what I want. Kind of across the board, and I was super, super impressed with the quality. And I brought this printer to people as well. So it's everything we've been doing. It's insane. But again, we help.
Awesome shit, man. And the backers are basically the ones that make it happen. But
That's
also, it's the community that we have here is just so special. I just need to say that real quick. But Boner King is the Boner King. No, I tried to get Tank King off the ground. That would not go, man.
Okay, I don't know about that. About that.
Because there's a Tank. You got to watch the trailer.
Oh, okay.
But Brian, that's too much, man. That's too much.
Yeah, that's
even the
Boner
King. I was laughing because it sounds so juvenile, but people liked it. I have many crowns: Fulfillment King, Boner King, Booty King.
I sold that shit as hard as I could, and nobody was buying.
Yeah, they were like, what's wrong with Brian? Why does he keep saying that?
But yeah, no, I mean, it's like in the mainstream, everybody's backstabbing each other, and here we are, like, helping each other out and always keeping that door open.
Yes.
And so, like, that's what I would say to you, AC and Nick. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the club. We're not a closed door society. We're an open door society.
Exactly.
If you have a great looking book, we will help you promote the hell out of it. Even if you don't have a great looking book, we'll still help you promote it. I'm not going to name any names, but there are a couple people out there whose books I back because I'm thinking, I want to back this person now so that person gets a chance to level up. Because I am watching people leveling up since I got in this scene.
Hello.
That is a good point. We've seen a lot of people that they didn't know what they were doing at first, even when it came to like the fulfillment part of it. Because a lot of people were first timers. They did not necessarily. A lot of them never even got a book printed. So when they got them and to mail them out. Even the Gemini mailers at first couple of years ago, not a lot of people were using them because they weren't that familiar with them. They didn't know.
Yeah.
Even myself, I was sending out stuff in priority mail. It was insane.
Gemini, you're saying Gemini mailers? Is that a system of that you guys have picked up?
It's a kind of special comic book mailer that.
Yeah, it folds over.
It's a company. Yeah.
There you go.
Specifically is made for comic sizes. So yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So is that the packaging being used, or is it also the particular company that you guys go after that actually uses that packaging?
Yeah, see, there's a little logo
It's
right
just
there.
the company, but you buy the boxes but you have to ship it yourself. You can ship it through
okay, that was my
USPS
question.
or
Are they also
Yeah.
shipping it? Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
So
or you can use a website like stamps.com, something like that, although I don't really recommend them. Yeah, I mean, there was that one book that I sent to Singapore that arrived looking like it had been microwaved or something.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Oh
I
no.
posted a video on it. It was like, it was horrifying.
Yeah.
Horrifying.
Singapore, what's going on there?
I've had
Oh,
a handful
no.
of books. I've had a handful of books come back for different reasons. Some were customs form in the beginning, and or other people like they had to pay an extra tax over there. It's crazy, but yeah, I had one that came back from, I think it was Norway. It bounced around because I started fulfillment when the virus struck, and I had over 700 books I was getting out the door, or close to, no, 650 at the time, and I was doing them like in these batches. So some of them were literally getting lost for like 6 months. Some of them came back.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
Oh, it was a nightmare. But one of them,
Yeah.
the corners on every one of these were completely rounded off. On a hardcover
Like somebody
book.
took a belt sander and just went.
Yeah.
Right?
I was like, what?
an unbelievable story, really.
Like somebody like put it in like a washing machine.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was the post office.
Oh, dude, Vinny, did you see that video of the package that like the person in Singapore, the backer, like did a video, showed me how the book arrived, and it looked like it had like melted, but or like it looked like water damage, but the mailer itself was pristine.
What the hell?
I have no idea.
That's
They're-
biological
I'm
warfare.
still scratching my head, man.
They're
I'm so
testing their
scratching.
energy weapons on the mail.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like it. I
Customs
honestly
are weird.
Yeah,
That's
freaky.
true. Customs is weird.
Yeah.
Very
I've
freaky.
never, but to that respect, I've never heard any books, well, at least not from me, that were in a Gemini mailer that got destroyed. The one that happened to, because I have the white boxes, but I put it with all the bubble wrap as well. You know, and especially if it's going overseas, I make sure to put extra. And again, because it kept going back and forth, when it came to me, it had like 6 different return stickers on it. Like, I don't know where the hell this thing, where it went, because it went from me to their country. But in the process of them, I don't know what happened, if someone couldn't get the address properly, or what the hell.
It got jacked by some Vikings or something.
They tried like 6 or 7 times. I didn't understand it, but you know,
wow.
Again, but we're customer service as well. We have to make things right with people, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't seem to understand, at least not at first.
Yeah,
that's why we do these streams, or you know, we'll answer other creators in private as well, or even do like a little hangout sometimes. If someone's trying to, you know, just get their feet wet with all this, like, oh, what did you order? How did you do this? What was the process? You know,
right?
Because that's what we have to do.
Absolutely. And, you know, once again, I'm not going to name any names because they would see it as like a virtue signaling thing, although I'm tempted to virtue signal on their behalf. But I know so many people that have welcomed like new people in and given them like advice and tutored them and kind of nurtured their talent. Right? I'll name names. Sim is one of those guys. Yo, what up, Ollie? We're looking at your beautiful colors, brother.
What's up, Ollie?
Oliver, what's up?
Oliver, man. Yeah, he's
Ollie from 656.
Ollie's awesome. And 656 is awesome.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Undead Border was I was like, do I really need another zombie comic? And
yes, you did.
turns out that I actually did. That's amazing. They're going to relaunch the a campaign for that, and y'all should definitely not miss it. That is a really special little book.
Oh yeah, like I told him too. I said, as soon as it launches, let me know. You're going to come back on, brother. But yeah, I would send you a link to. I sent it to like 4 or 5 people. 2 of them are extremely late. Like I said, it is what it is. And I know, like, Blue, if he finishes up with his quiz, he wants to pop in. So, you know, It sucks. I only got one slot. Thank you, StreamYards, for making us have to choose people.
Well, the next level on StreamYards to get like 10 people is like $20 a month or $30 a month. Is kind of ridiculous.
Something like that. Help me get monetized people, and I'll do it.
Yeah, subscribe if you haven't. Like and subscribe.
Vinny,
smash that subscribe button.
Vinny, if you have multiple people who are needing to show off their comics and their campaigns and stuff, I mean, it's like, well, Nick and I are kind of like just kind of supporting Irene at the moment. I don't mind hopping off if you need to like.
Oh, no way! No way! No, I'll hop off.
You have your own books.
Yes, so. You're new here.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to get
no, we do none of that. None of that. We're late.
At the moment, exactly.
Casey, Nick, you are like one of my number one guests for tonight. John and you two were the first ones that I asked that I wanted to use on here. So you're gonna sit here, and anyone else, if there's problems or whatever, we'll rotate a little bit. But no big deal. No worries.
Vinny's got the conch.
It's all good.
Vinny's got the conch. He's the one that will vote people off the island.
Lord of the Fly style, bitches.
It's not about voting people off, but I have kicked people in the past.
That reference.
I was on Clint Stoker's stream, on Clint Stoker's stream, and he was like moving people and kicking people, and we just had like this evil, like sinister cackle. When he was doing it. It was
come on. Yeah, we can't do that. That's not right. We can't.
No.
I mean, some people do that,
but yeah, Ollie. My goodness, man. 656 is the new hotness. Everybody knows that. Cryptidnals looks astonishing.
It does.
And you know that Ollie keeps it real because he's a colorist guy, and he took a look at that and he was just like, no colors. No colors. It's just incredibly beautiful art. It looks like woodcuts. Is what I would describe it as. Here, of course, he's doing beautiful colors on beautiful pencils, and that's all that these are, by the way, by the great Preston Acevedo.
Yep. Nice. Good stuff.
Who you know from Doc Salem, 3 Nights, 4 Days. What else is he? God, he's and doing like variant covers for everybody.
Speaking of which. Brian, should we tease anybody with something?
Yeah, why not?
All right, hold on. Let me get it.
You're gonna throw it off on this one?
Well, Brian's a creator. We got the okay from him.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely be showing this one. So this is a cover. I think you weren't even that clear with where you're going to be using it, but this is what I'm working on for Brian and Six Gun Gorilla. And
it's like the cover of the trade of people are like busting my balls for the trade paperback again, and so if I am going to do that, I'm going to give them a new cover, and I'm thinking that would probably be this.
Nice.
That'd be killer. That'd be killer, yeah. And yeah,
this is a great image.
Thank you, man, dude. I'm going to start painting this one up this week. Again, because I am juggling a few things, but I had this in my head. Brian was like, "Wait a minute, hold on." And he said, "Okay, now I'm ready." I'm like, "All right, perfect." So, because I did a loose sketch on this one, but I was already nailing it. So I sent him a tease, and he was like, "Ooh, yeah, holy hell, this is gonna be great." But I had to go hit the pause button because I was hurting for money at the moment. Yeah. And again, I wasn't hanging you upside down, going, where's that?
No. Let's make that very clear. No. But that's the thing. You have to do right by your artists, financially, but also creatively too.
Yeah.
I didn't give him any direction with this. Like you were like, oh well, do you have any ideas? I always have ideas for covers, right? But I'll only give them to you if you are looking for them. I always like to let the artist do them.
Yeah.
As for like the interior art, what you do is, of course, that's more collaborative. where it's you kicking the ball back and forth. I mean, like Preston always says, when you have when you do a comic book, you have two storytellers.
Yeah, you absolutely do. And here's the thing too, even for like the cover stuff, because I've done covers for multiple people already now. I've done dozens. I've done again pinups for Clint Stoker. I did covers for. We're also working with Carla and John with the variant cover I did for that. They had an idea of what they wanted, and they sent me over some reference of what they wanted it to sort of look like, and I kind of went from there. But they gave me leeway as well. With Red, I had sort of like a loose idea, but he was very specific in what he wanted too. So we pulled up like a StreamYard and we started talking about it, and I started doing like the layout, and we were just going from there. And it got so good that he even recorded it. It was on the first campaign. I think he had the link on that. But he did like a time lapse on us talking and just kind of like how I broke down the cover and what he wanted. Then the second cover, the one I did for the comic book, that one was again, a loose idea though. It's like, okay, I kind of want this. What could you come up with? So it depends. You could be very precise. You could be like Brian, go, oh, you want, I want you on a cover. Come up with something. Yeah, and we kind of go from there.
Or just
The cover you did on the novel though was more of like it was like more like a movie cover. It was like a poster.
Yeah,
it was like a movie poster.
Like non-shitty movie posters, like back when they were actually.
Yeah, I was thinking like Star Wars. Like I mean, like the original.
Exactly.
People say A New Hope. Look, when I was a kid, shit was called Star Wars. Okay. Yes. Oh, it's a New Hope. I'm like, no, that's Star Wars.
No.
Jack.
Yeah,
Star Wars.
Like, go fuck yourself. I don't play that shit. I'm an OG, damn it.
Hey Brian, anecdotally, one of my boys he's a big DC dude. I've been trying to get him more and more into indie books. So one of the books I gave him was the Six Gun Gorilla trade paperback.
Oh,
cool.
So
I'm probably I'm gonna if you offer that up again, I'm gonna get another copy because it doesn't seem to be coming back to me.
Okay. Okay. Look, man, that's always the best feeling.
But you know what? That's all good.
It is. It is. That's what you want. Sim said the same thing. He was trading with his kid my comic books because like he loved City of Venus and his kid liked the Through the Woods, and then they swapped so they could each read them, and then she didn't want to let go of City of Venus. Which is it's hilarious.
That must be a great feeling, though.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, as a matter of fact, speaking of Sim, when he got his copy of the trade paperback of Six Gun Gorilla, his one of his daughters was like, yoink.
Oh yeah,
like that shit's mine.
Oh,
and Sim backs everything. Sim is good people.
Oh, Sim is beautiful people.
He's like you said, he's one of the really supportive people of like new creators and stuff.
Yeah,
he is.
Big time.
Yeah. He's extremely genuine, and he is very, very generous with his time. Like I said, nurturing new talent. Also, the two of us have been working on. I've got a story that's going to be in Inkslayers that's illustrated by him, and we're doing Blood Hunt Doc Salem, the crossover, which I've already finished scripting, 80 pages.
Nice.
And Sim is going to do the roughs, and then Preston's going to come in and do the breakdowns. Nice. So. Yeah, and Sim also one of those dudes that just recently, I'm telling you, it was that Mobius Silver Surfer Galactus that he did. And it was just like I could see it in my eyes, hear it in my ears. Level up.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Speaking of leveling up, this is the variant cover by Mr. Preston Acevedo. Who I believe is currently on vacation in Floribama with Mrs. Acevedo, taking a much needed rest because homeboy is busy.
Yeah, he is.
Right, the cover is the one here at the bar.
Yes, it's a okay. Oh, well, yeah. This is.
He does like traditional. He does traditional painting.
It's somebody who's very big in the scene told him, like, yeah, you could never do that. You could never like replicate that painting. So he took it as a challenge. And so when I asked him to do a cover, I hit him with the old "you do you," and he told me the concept. I said, "Go right ahead." I got this. I was blown away by it, stunned by it, because it is absolutely beautiful acrylics on canvas, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Huh.
Beautiful,
Okay.
beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
But then I have a a little bit of like my inner drama queen like jumps out and goes, "Oh no, people are gonna see this and they're gonna think that it's a science fiction comic." And he was like, "Calm your ass down. I can do it." Because I thought what he was gonna do was he was gonna do this, but it was gonna be in a Western setting. Right?
I think that would have been the better approach.
Oh, he's doing it. He pre-promised me.
So
and
he's
I
doing
told him-
another cover?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Nice. Okay,
Well,
all right.
I think it'll be fine.
Yes.
It's still really cool to have this as a cover, and
Oh yeah.
it's like the rest of the project clearly looks like a Western story, so I think you're fine. But this does look really amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Preston is one of those guys I keep like half jokingly like telling him that he's a rock star, and I'm just trying to take as much advantage of him while I can before he realizes that he's a rock star. I'm trying to get in as much work with him as possible before Hollywood goes yoink, and he's out of my price range.
Dude,
I
One
mean,
of those.
no wonder he felt the liberty to play around with the genre if he's being treated like a rock star.
yeah, here's the thing.
Because if I treat him like a rock star, he'll know he's a rock star. That's the whole thing.
Well, you also said
Don't let
you
him know.
do you. You said you do you, so this is
Exactly.
what you
Yeah.
Yeah. But he was like, but as a concession to me, I told him, you don't have to do it the way that I wanted it. He's like, don't worry, calm your ass down. I'll do it. So I thought that was really sweet of him.
Yeah, you guys are working on so many projects together anyway, so
I know.
yeah, for him to do something like that is no problem whatsoever. And we break balls a lot. He's also messaged me and asked for some advice on things as well, and but that's how it is. Like, we're gonna help each other out. But the one thing you don't want is don't build anyone's head up too big. I've seen it happen a couple of times this past year, and there was someone who had a ton of talent who just like completely shot his own foot off, because ego and people manipulating got in the way. So you want to avoid those things.
Yeah. Humility. Well, I mean, humility is very important to me in my life. I mean, I'm a religious dude, not annoyingly so, according to my friends, but I'm also not good at taking compliments. So, my attitude, I mean, because I've got nothing but good reviews for this book.
Brian, your work is so good.
Yeah.
Brian,
Oh my gosh.
dude,
Well,
it
the
is.
thing is,
Here's the thing. That
you have to take
self-doubt means I can never be a prick, or my head's not going to swell up. I will always be me.
Well, it's a great book, and you have to receive the compliments, because if you don't receive the compliments, that sometimes it's kind of like, what, you think my taste is bad? I told you that it's good. You're like, no, it isn't. Wait, what?
Yes.
See, Brian, I'm going to make you a little more humble now too. If you are going to start putting more Italian words into books, contact at least my brother.
Okay.
He caught a couple of things too, and he was like,
point those out to me, and I will change those.
So. Okay, all right, we'll do that then.
Seriously, I'm so not joking about that. Yeah.
All right, good. Because I'll be honest too. Same thing happened with Through the Woods, the floppies. There was a couple of typos and something that we wanted to reword in the book, so we ended up doing that. Like, again, what we did for the collected edition, we made sure everything was absolutely perfect. I had a couple of people review it and everything too beforehand, and that's what you need. You need the extra pair of eyes, because. Again, we're doing this is kind of guerrilla, it's pun intended.
He's got a million of them.
But
editing keeps us all humble.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Yes.
But again, what we're doing here, like we are creating some amazing stories, and there's again, these were little mistakes that people made in the beginning. This isn't happening on a daily basis because a lot of us now, this is like a fine-tuned machine where we are just building up now. It's going to keep ramping up and going to better and better places.
Exactly. And Vinny, if I'm going to do another printing of the trade paperback, why not do it with those lettering corrections?
Yeah,
right?
I'll give Frankie on it again.
That way, yeah, no, seriously, because I appreciate that, because all the Italian I know comes from Italian movies. Because I've watched like 500 billion of them.
Oh, dude, I hear you. But like I said,
Brian, check it out. So like when I was first doing my promo for Magna, so one of the names, I guess, wasn't like a proper Finnish name, and some Finnish dude just lit into me. Just like, he was just like, he's like, you're appropriating stuff, blah blah blah.
What?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So my response was, thanks for letting me know, and I changed the name. And then I think he wanted to get into like a flame war with me, and then afterwards he was like, oh.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's the wrong attitude to come at you.
Dude.
I'm like,
cultural appropriation.
Yeah,
that's one of the
told me I was like
bullshit
culturally
concepts
appropriating,
ever.
Finnish. I was like, okay. I was like, no, I just kind of blew it on the name, but I got you.
It's cultural appreciation.
That's right.
Not.
Yeah, I'm very offended that you're appropriating Chinese culture with this book, John.
Yeah, seriously, dude.
Unbelievable.
Rini, you got to cancel his ass now. It's your moral obligation.
Oh no, I can't even joke about that. Stupid bullshit, dude.
It's insane.
Listen, John,
it's so offensive on so many levels.
You crossed the line, buddy. Sorry. Maybe we'll get him on in another. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm out like shout, guys.
Canceled.
Yeah.
We canceled the black man on panel.
The black man is out like the
We're appropriating Chinese culture.
Yeah. Black is no longer the new black. I'm out.
Unbelievable. We're gonna blame it on the white guy Brian, and now we're gonna punish punish Brian as well. Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, this escalated.
Yeah, this did.
Well, look, dude, I'm not just white. I'm German. I always tell people I'm not white. I'm trans.
Oh man, you're getting the business.
Oh no! All right, he's back out.
Can't have any Germans in here.
Unbelievable. What are we going to do with this? They're going to try to strike my channel.
I was honestly expecting him for the line with I'm not just white, I'm Aryan.
There's no such thing as Aryans. That's all bullshit.
Right, that's an Indian ethnicity.
So the whole Aryan thing is bullshit.
Yeah, those people were nuts.
I mean, fucking whatchamacallit, eugenics is a quack science. It's like an old quack science. It was bullshit in the 1800s. It's bullshit now.
Dude, where's my 40 acres and a mule, Brian?
Don't look at me.
Stay up.
I wasn't born. But
we all have a little bit of everything in this. It's
silliness, absolute silliness.
It is silliness, and what's going on right now with the world is retarded. I mean, come on, straight up.
There are people stories that we can tell here that there's no way we could tell there.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Vinny. But yeah, it's just like there's a 6-gun guerrilla story I want to do that's about the Buffalo Soldiers, right?
Yeah.
And I wrote the script and everything. It's like I wrote it as like a little 15-page backup story. I don't know when or where I'll use it, but it's about the Buffalo Soldiers, right? Who were black soldiers, and so 6-gun, runs into them. They're getting attacked by Indians, and he's like, oh, you're from Africa? I'm from Africa too. What's up, right? And so he helps them on their journey, and they're moving something to supplies to a Native American reservation. So he's fighting off all these Indians. Like, why are the Indians attacking us? Turns out what the Buffalo Soldiers are moving are blankets from a smallpox ward.
Ooh, snap!
Nice.
And then he's like, well, now you got to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, like if I did that, if I tried to write a story like that for Marvel or DC,
No.
Yeah, well, there's
I'd get
become this idea, instead of just realizing that humanity is humanity, people are people, it becomes, well, you can't have a villain that looks like this, or you can't have a hero that looks like this. It's like that's absurd, you know, because it doesn't come down to any of that. It just comes down to humanity.
Yeah,
we do know that what's going on right now in politics and stuff, they're trying to push that narrative because they want people to, I mean, we're being real, and, you know. Well, it's not only that, but they want us to fight amongst each other, so we're not paying attention to what they're doing. That's why they keep trying to bait us or do this race war stuff all the time. You know, and it's been across the board, and they're using it to cancel people and everything else. We've seen it. It's not just black, white, it's Asian, it's you name it, it's across the board. They're trying to do this. But
well, it's control. They want to try to use it to control people, not just like divide and conquer, but to control and tell you this is what you can say and this is what you can create. But, you know, we're all humans, right?
Exactly. We are. And again, that's why I'm even dipping into stuff with history because of that, because I'm showing some stuff. I'm not getting preachy at any level, but I'm showing things that happen. Like, I haven't put any of the slavery pages up on here yet because I don't know if people are going to try to cancel it or stir shit up. But, like, it's going to be in here because it was part of history.
I was like, but that happened. So,
yes.
Yeah, you can be honest about history. That doesn't mean you have to be, you know, say that people need to be treated a certain way now because of arbitrary rules.
Exactly.
Like, we can move past
art. And they're not just fucking with our art, they're fucking with art. And by our art, I don't just mean us as a collective. I mean, like, you know, the collective humanity, right? And all the artists in the world. They're messing with our art by getting into by trying to get into our heads and making us censor ourselves.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything more Orwellian or fucking insidious than that.
Yeah, tell me about it. And that's the thing too. Like, maybe
nice one, baby.
CNN, yeah, that's what we are.
Yeah,
but and again, they really are treating everyone like we're all handicapped and we should be underneath their boot. And that's fucked up. I'm sorry. That is screwed up on every level. You know, we can't have that. That's why it's important to, you know, for us to continue to get our stories out. To continue to be what we're doing here. Look right here at this panel. We have people of all different nationalities, heritages, you know what I mean? It's a melting pot of stuff, what we're doing. So if anyone says otherwise, it's bullshit. And here's another prime example. I called the thing with Taskmaster, right? Months ago.
Yeah, you did.
And everyone ended up seeing it now, right? And that video is starting to blow up. But I had one or two of the social justice people jumping in on that, and they're trying to chime in, call me misogynistic and everything else. I'm going, what are you talking about? How is that misogynistic? Like they didn't have a proper rebuttal for it, and it was just trying to point fingers and you know. And I'm like, well, it makes no sense. I said, especially I have multiple projects that have female leads, and they're strong female leads. You can do it in a way where it works without dumbing down stuff, without trying to pander to anybody. You know, and I said, and I'm going to continue supporting other creators who are also female. So, like, your argument it's not there. It doesn't exist. What I did was I pointed out what they did to a character that, again, has his own backstory, has a cool backstory. You just destroyed it all for the sake of doing it. Now, this character, again, he had in the books, he could connect with a whole bunch of other different properties and stuff, especially the movies that they're starting to make now. But the way that they did it for this movie, you're not going to have that same thing. It's going to be totally different, and it's not going to work. And if you wanted a female in there for your main character to fight off or whatever, or just an antagonist that's going to be there, then why don't you create a new character? Why do you have to keep doing this shit? The gender swaps, the changing.
Yep, that's what I'm always saying. Why does it always have to be you? Well, the only way we can create a strong female character is by replacing a male character with a female actor, and that's it. You just shoehorn it in.
Exactly.
And it's not just with female characters; it's with you know, different ethnicities as well. And it really weirds me out. I feel like if you actually were trying to create diverse characters, then you would create something original instead of giving people hand-me-downs.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because they're just checking off boxes.
The SJWs demand it. Twitter demands it. Think about it. If Twitter's to cease to exist tomorrow, all this bullshit would go away.
You know, the thing is, like, most comic readers aren't on Twitter, and most people in general aren't on Twitter. So I think it's also kind of echo chamber for them. And
yeah, it is.
And like, if it's also like, because we're on Twitter, we see some of it, but like most people aren't thinking about that stuff. Most people aren't vicious like that, and people reading these books aren't, you know, just normal people, and they want good art, and that's all there is. So
well, it's like what Vinny was saying with this person that came at him like all hostile, right? I would be like, oh, how many years have you been a Black Widow fan? At most, they'd be like, 10. I'd be like, okay, 40.
and that's the point, because a lot of people, they only know the MCU and what's being pushed through that stuff. And
it's like, you own the Funko Pop Black Widow. I have like every issue of Daredevil where it was like Daredevil and Black Widow, and they were like a duo. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've got like the it's not Steranko, I forget who it was, but somebody who did a beautiful portfolio.
But Brian, you're gatekeeping. You're saying you've been a fan longer than them.
Oh,
fair.
That's
Brian's not gatekeeping.
It would be a dick move for me to do that in any other circumstance, right? Because that's the thing. I so don't gatekeep any of the fandoms that I'm into when they go mainstream, and it just happens to a lot of my hobbies: Dungeons and Dragons, professional wrestling, comics, all the shit that I used to catch. Holy hell for.
Hey, Brian, you know, it wasn't cool back in the day.
No,
I mean, it's like people were getting beat up.
Yes.
I mean, it's like, I remember going to the drugstore and like seeing one of my friends. I was looking at the comic rack, and I saw him. I was like, oh no. But then he was looking at the other comic. We were both like, oh, you too? You too? You know, then all of a sudden you got another buddy. He was collecting Daredevil. I was collecting Avengers, and he had like the whole Frank Miller run. You know, so yeah. And if you're kind of a fight fan, he's actually Herb Dean, who's the MMA ref.
No shit.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like back in the day, it wasn't. It's so cool and it's so acceptable now. But it's like,
because it's safe.
Man, I remember going to school and like one kid has like Superman S shirt on. I was like, oh, you shouldn't have done that, kid.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and that's the thing. There's so many things that change. Yeah, there are things that are accepted now that weren't then, and vice versa. And again, too, like when you talk about female characters, and we've had this discussion as well, that you've had them in movies in the 70s, 80s, 90s, whatever, that they were these strong lead characters. And then now they're trying to say that they're not, and all this shit. We've seen it across the board, in cartoons as well. Well, I don't know. I'm sure most of us here, we've seen Thundercats, so we're aware of things like that. Well, I don't know. I remember Chitara, don't you? She was a main part of it. Nobody hated the character. No one blasted her and said she needs to be out of this group. No. You know what I mean? It's this stupidity, because you're trying to omit things. They're trying to make it look like they're changing the script. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, and it just results in shitty art. Nobody's gonna want to watch those crappy movies 10 years from now, 5 years from now.
Some people
and the comics.
I mean, like the thing is, like, I'm all for just like the free market. It's like, even for you talk about like the social justice warriors and stuff. It's like they have their own market too. It's like, if you want your
Steven Universe,
there will be some people 10 years from now who will love to watch it. Like,
there might be 5 people.
Just don't get into our stuff as well. Just don't start telling other people what to do. That's all I really care.
I don't think anyone here supports canceling anyone or saying that they shouldn't be able to do their art.
Never, ever. Like Steven.
Right.
It's not for me.
What's insidious is when they take other established stories and characters and try to change it and tell that, what you've loved all your life, it's wrong. The way your character was, that millions of people, characters like Luke Skywalker, that I've heard stories of characters, classic characters like Lord of the Rings and Star Wars, helping people through like cancer and like family deaths. And these are characters that have given people so much hope. And then you have all these people coming out and saying, well, no, what you love is wrong. These characters are toxic, and this is Lord of the Rings is like racist now. And that's insulting. And
it is.
There's no need for that. You create your own thing.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, I get having that perspective that the property is being attacked by that kind of thing. But at the same time, I think that we all have to also be open to be able and reanalyze the content that we consume. Because there are things that I actually really liked growing up. And I look back at them, I'm not going to diss them, but they were created at a different time period. And they actually do come up extremely, extremely racist or very homophobic when they, and sometimes it's even projects that were actually trying to be like very open-minded. But the language at the time was just not conducive to sounding accepting.
Or just the culture.
To an audience beyond that being heterosexual. It's like stuff like that. So
No, I know what you're talking about. Like for instance, replacing Fu Manchu with the Mandarin in like the Shang-Chi movie, right? I totally get that. I totally get that.
Classic Disney movies like Song of the South, and I think we can all agree there were things that were objectively really horrendous. I think though there's a point. It comes to a point where these accusations are we're open to analyzing them, but when it logically doesn't make sense, that their accusations are not logically sound, then we gotta push back.
And you
can modernize these characters too. Like if you look at the Legend of the Lone Ranger, this was a Lone Ranger movie that came out and bombed horribly right after Superman. What up, Blue? But if you look at the relationship between Tonto and the Lone Ranger in that, it's perfect. Tonto can be a badass character, whereas normally he's looked upon as like this second fiddle, subservient character. Yeah. That just depends on how you write them.
I missed the last 3 minutes of what's going on, and then I dropped straight into this sounds interesting conversation.
What's up, Blue?
Hello.
What up, Blue?
You missed all of it.
I was just pontificating.
Conversation over. Next thing.
Yes, moving on. So, out of the Kraken.
Well, hold on. We weren't done with that topic either. There's a couple things I wanted to say as well. Look at something like Robert Downey Jr. and Tropic Thunder. Now, there was not an uprise to cancel this man when the movie came out. None of that shit happened. People laughed. They thought it was great. It was a comedy. It worked. And he even got nominated for an Oscar. Now, years afterwards, they start to discover it, and they wanted to cancel him. Do you know what I mean? Like, the nonsense that they do across the board. If things are done in a certain way at a certain time, for whatever the hell the reason is, take it for what it is. It doesn't mean you can't enjoy something anymore.
Exactly.
Hold on. Well, they're even going back. And they're cutting things now. They are. I
know, streaming.
Yeah, the stream. You name it. It's Always Sunny in Philly. Well, it's Always Sunny in Philly. That was one of my favorite shows. I heard they clipped like 10 episodes. Because they felt that it was too racist, it was too homophobic, or whatever.
It was the whole point.
Those characters are horrible. They're horrible human beings.
Exactly.
Yeah, what I think what we're saying is it's not like unintentional, actual content that was done in a very ignorant way. It's like even when people are joking about the fact, it's like the point is, for example, in It's Always Sunny, these characters are horrible people, and it's funny because they're idiots and we're laughing at their ignorance.
Right.
But there are a certain sect of people now in the public discourse who take that seriously. They don't have that sense of humor, and they say that should be canceled as well. So it's like, I think that's going too far. That's censorship. We can't even joke about people who are bigots. We can't even make fun of we can't even have a little humor.
You're right.
About, I don't know. Racy humor is not okay anymore. That's too far.
Yeah, like Blazing Saddles is
absolutely
a perfect
agree.
example.
I had mentioned this on Irene's stream the other time. Like, I have this story. I feel bad because I really like my editor. But anyway, we had this one issue where it was like there was a line that a villain had said in one comic that I worked on, and our editor critiqued the script, and it's like, well, this line that this villain is saying comes across as misogynistic. Maybe we should change this. It's like, no, he's a villain. You're not
He's a
supposed
villain.
to like him. It's
He's
just
a
like
villain.
this desire to like omit anything, like even the villains. It's just like a lack, like wanting to like not acknowledge it, not let it exist. You know.
You know what it does? You know what it does? It forms a weak society of people who are just going to follow a narrative. Because I'm sorry, I grew up in a time, and again, in New York, the melting pot, we all made fun of each other. No one took anything to heart. Nobody wanted to kill or physically hurt anybody for it. We break each other's balls and we laugh about it. And, I'll see you tomorrow, whatever. You know, you can have fun. You can do different things. It's like they've never played sports either. Don't you break each other's balls while you're doing a sport? You know, you're egging them on.
New Yorkers don't say goodbye by saying see you tomorrow. They say goodbye and hello by saying fuck you.
Fuck you, yeah.
Like listen.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
People don't understand it. They're like, oh my god, I'm so offended. But it's like, well, within the people that are actually within the conversation aren't actually being harmful to each other.
That's a great point, because when I moved from New York to Florida, everybody goes, "Oh, you're from New York. Oh, they're the most rude, horrible people." And I'm like, no. Actually, Floridians have been the most rude, nasty people I've ever met. And I've been to all different, a bunch of different states. Florida's some of the worst that I've encountered. They're rude. They won't say hello to you. They cut you off in traffic. You name it. No blinkers. New York, everyone's always having a conversation. Like literally, like if it's not the guy at the local fucking grocery store, the postman, it's never just they ring your doorbell or you have a package. You ring a doorbell, you open up, hey, how you been? How's the family doing? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
People acting like people.
Yes, a sense of community and shared destiny.
Yeah, I never thought New York was that rude. I thought LA was way worse.
Maybe it's just that you speak their language. I think New Yorkers might come across as a bit abrasive to other other kinds of folks.
Abrasive would be the word, but again,
especially.
that's because of all the cursing. Other than that.
Probably.
No, we're like inhumanly disconnected. I got a delivery just yesterday, and the guy had earphones in. It's like he just wants to hand it to me, ask me a question, can't hear my answer, so he could type into his little device. It's like, dude, take your earphones out when you talk to people. I mean, just be a little polite and human that you're actually going to interact with people. It's we're all in our own little bubbles. It's weird.
Yeah, that's pretty rude.
Yeah, but you also have to understand there are a lot of people that live with crap like social anxiety and stuff, and you have to cut them I always try to cut people as much slack as I possibly can, but at the same time, I'm like, I'd much rather people find me a idiot than find me rude. I'm like I always go out of my way to try to be polite to everybody. Mm-hmm. And that's just a dignity thing.
That's it. Respect for respect, and that's what I've said too. Like even like with these streams, there should be some etiquette, because a lot of people, like I've seen them literally taking shots at other creators, and it's like, why would you do that? Or off of hearsay? Why don't you talk to the person? That's why I said on my channel and what we're doing here, I rather take people for face value. I don't need to hear rumors about people or anything else. If I've seen it myself or I know what they're doing, that's a whole other story. In most cases, they probably won't be on my stream. But again, I want positive people. I want good people, because it's not that hard. That's why I have it on my intro and outro. Be kind to one another. Big kick ass while you create. Like you don't
love that.
Yeah. Dude, I want to steal that from you so bad.
I'll sue you, motherfucker. No.
That's what I'm not going to do.
There's the New Yorker.
Yeah, that respect for respect thing is like really, really important, because like even in jiu-jitsu classes, I've been injured for a bit. I'm able to do the technique part of the lesson, but then when everybody rolls, I got to bail out. I'm not good enough. I'm not strong enough to roll yet. And this one guy who's had a career pre-military in like high school wrestling in California or whatever, he is like 4 feet from me. The instructor is sitting next to me on the wall. He gets the instructor off the wall to say, okay, roll, because every so often the instructor jumps in during the rolling sessions. And I can hear him as they turn away. So now he's like 5 feet from me and asks, why is that guy not rolling? Dude, this guy could easily kick my ass. And it's like, you could have just asked me, and it's not like that's a massive disrespect, but as far as interacting with people goes, it just makes me just a hair cautious about like, getting to know people who are way too quiet, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I do. Yeah, and it's and it's terrible. I mean, I live in a neighborhood where most of the people are nice, but there's always a couple of shit stirrers. And shit stirrers gonna stir shit. Some people just like to sow dissension and then just sit back and just like watch it happen. And it's amazing the amount of damage that a very small handful of people can cause.
And take this
like a scene.
Sorry. Yeah, and take the same kid for a counter example. Same incident, well, if he's just really shy and quiet and he's reserved, let him be. Don't go after him. Just leave him alone. Let him deal in his own pace. And if he's more comfortable asking people he knows what's wrong with the weirdo who doesn't wrestle, let him ask.
Yeah, I've got 3 kids, and my middle boy, he is definitely the most reserved of the 3. He's very aware of it. He doesn't want to be as reserved as he is, but he just feels awkward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he
just
sometimes he just doesn't. He's like, I just don't know how to strike up a conversation that doesn't feel weird. So it's like, you got to realize that the reality of the matter is people are dealing with their insecurities all the time. Yeah. And when somebody, sometimes people are being a jerk for the fact of being a jerk, but sometimes people are just insecure. And
exactly. And you
know
can
what I mean?
take it the wrong way. Yeah. That was thanks, John. That was my point. Because I know a little bit about this stuff. I co-run a depression bipolar support group. Anybody has any issues in that area?
This is a depression bipolar support group.
It kind of is, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, that's what I thought we were here for.
More or less. By the way, if someone has a
I hear about
TV
this all
on,
the time.
if someone has a TV on, could you mute it?
Yeah, who's got the TV on in the background?
Oh, yeah, I heard some background noise.
We're hearing extra stuff here.
Oh, you want to hear some? You want to hear some background noise? I'll give you some freaking background noise.
Oh no, please don't.
Wait, Brian.
Yes.
Brian, before you do, I just gotta say too, Liam did pop in earlier. He said that he's fixing up the nursery. He'll be in soon. So,
hey, Liam.
Yeah. So when he does, I told him to message me. So Brian, just so you know, because you weren't scheduled for tonight. If that's cool.
Yeah, hell yeah, it's cool.
All right, when he's ready to come in, like I said, because we rotate, and you've always.
I thought I was Liam's placeholder here. You popped me out,
Anyway,
hey Brian, what is that thing?
We're not doing this.
Brian, I can't. Since you're actually just like this small image, I actually can't tell. What are you threatening us with?
Is that power tool? Oh no!
No, it's probably a toy. But what is it?
This is. Check it out and be jealous. Be very jelly. A John Travolta Battlefield Earth action figure, talking action figure.
90 cents.
90 cents.
Who made that?
Evidently, is it Mattel? Maybe I'm not sure, but I don't have my reading glasses on. Oh, it says Tectonics, something or another. But anyway, yeah, I walked into this like years ago, back when we still had Toys R Us's, and I walked in one day and they had like these stacked up in a pyramid, like to the ceiling. And what I love, the reason I left the sticker on is because were these $1 a piece? No. Were they 99 cents a piece? No. Were they 95 cents a piece? No, marked down from $20 to 90 cents.
That is. I think that the word for that is priceless, Brian. That's what that is.
Exactly. You still overpaid.
And you still over.
Do you know how many millions got lost because of that? Holy hell!
Well, what I did was I walked out with a shopping cart full of these freaking things.
Oh my
God! I put them in a duffel bag, and I was working a cubicle job in the city at that time. So I took the train in the way I did every day. But this day I had a duffel bag full of these with me, and I was always pretty early to the office. So I went by all my friends' cubicles and just left one of these there with like no explanation.
Oh my God. They probably took it as a threat.
Right? You sound like a terrible friend, Brian.
well, that's the thing. It's like it took them. I'm just like sitting in my cubicle, and then I start hearing the sounds.
All right, Brain. Have a cycle of my word.
Exterminate all man animals at will. Right? And it didn't take so long to put it together.
Brian, I'm glad you got a chance to showcase that, but I'm gonna have to kick you now, buddy.
Please,
Liam did pop in.
I need to get some work done. I volunteered, so it's all good. AC and Nick, pleasure meeting you.
Likewise. Hope to see you again soon, Brian. That was fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for showing off that silly ass toy.
Great to see you, Brian.
Motherfuckers.
You know what? I'm gonna be doing like a toy stream as well. I haven't decided when I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna start doing streams like on Friday. So maybe I'll split it up. Maybe I'll do every other week. We'll do like a toy one because I want to start.
That's a good idea.
I'm gonna start streaming myself soon. So maybe I don't know if any of y'all will be willing to be guests.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, I have those Shoguns.
Well, definitely
the die-cast metal, bitch.
I have the die-cast metal ones, and I also have the large plastic one.
Cool,
yeah, there's all.
Brian, you know what I've got?
Yeah.
Really similar shelves.
You heard it there.
And on that note, everybody, peace, love, and soul.
You got it, man.
Bye.
Have a great one, Brian.
Goodbye.
Awesome. Look, I didn't kick anyone else right. No, all
right. You know what, Vinny, when you were mentioning like what a waste of money on those, like if anything, what I was thinking is just like imagine how cheap the amount of petroleum that they actually used on those toys was. And considering how much they are actually having to short it up on a lot of modern toys, just trying to scrounge up to lower the price of making them.
Oh, well, to cut steel and stuff too, especially back then with, oh my God, dude, I'm telling you, that is a massive amount of money that went out the window.
Yeah, it's because I remember hearing about a bunch of toys that were just, you could just see the material now, you just touch them, and it's such much lower quality, the bendability of the plastic. Mm-hmm. A lot of that talk about the petroleum that was used is like, man, if we could only just melt all those old toys that nobody bought and just use them so that some new toys could actually have that level of quality.
Well, it sounds like they need to go visit Brian and take all those things off the
Instead, we got rain filtering through land dumps, drawing out estrogens into the water supply.
Holy hell.
I got lost on that comment. What happened? What?
Well, don't worry about it, but if you start growing breasts, you'll know why.
We can get into it in a minute, but I want to introduce Liam Gray.
I'm confused.
Hell, brother.
I'm appeared. Watcher of streams, writer of comics. How you guys doing?
How you doing?
Australian man who does not know how to tell time. Hell, brother.
That's right. No, look, I'm with the family, and we're moving around beds trying to get the nursery all set up. So it's I unfortunately have family responsibilities.
Man, I know your kids want to get in there and play with that Castle Grayskull, and is that a Megatron over there?
Yeah, that's Megatron over there. That's Megatron.
Nice, man.
I've got a whole ton of stuff. There's one part of Skylinks, that's Triptychon. You can barely see him there, but there's a Devastator's just behind him.
Devastator. Devastator was my favorite of all of the Transformers.
Maybe we should have just turned this into a toy stream.
Yeah.
Sure, but there's great stuff. And I know Liam's not going to let them do it because we know the kids are probably bigger than him now. He's going to get up on his stepper and he's going to be like, no. He's going to look him right in the eyes and say, no, these are my toys.
What if I told you that right now, to be as tall as I am, the chair that I'm sitting on is on top of a pallet?
That's awesome.
On top of a what?
On a pallet.
I think your camera's set up too high.
I know. Either that or you're an Oompa Loompa.
No, well, he's a guardian.
I might be a little bit small, guys. I might be a little bit small. But I'll tell you what's not small. Wonder Island, which, when fully funded, will be 72 pages, 3 chapters of amazing storytelling. Come with us now to a faraway land full of magic, mystery, awe, and superhuman sorcery. This series is going to be something really great. It's dedicated to my daughter, and I just want to tell some timeless storytelling, some timeless sort of folkloric action. If you're a fan of classic shonen series like Dragon Ball or anything by Osamu Tezuka, then this is definitely something for you. There's no sort of watering down of things. It's just good fun, good clean fun with some challenging sort of stories in there. Now we're hopefully we'll get some guys in. I'm hoping that if we do well, that we can hit 50 backers today. We just need 5 more. So if there's 5 of you lads in the chat that have been holding off, why don't you jump in and give it a shot? The prices are low, the shipping is low, and I've also included a digital tier which has no shipping if you're not interested in that. There's a completionist pack which is $130, which includes everything in the campaign unlocked, and these lovely little koala coins, these power pendants. As you can hear, they are gold. These are all going to be shipped, sealed up.
They're fantastic, and
they're
those
amazing.
are killer design too.
Yeah, they're 1 minute. They're as you can see, they're not thin. They're not thin. These are limited edition collector stuff.
Just
they
the
are
way
nice
the ladies
and
like
thick.
it.
Yeah.
That's right. And
are those electroplated?
No, they're gold plated. They're gold plated.
Gold plated.
Okay, they're plated. Nice.
Yeah.
I am a leprechaun. I for as Frankie says, Liam is in the Lollipop Guild. I've got my leprechaun gold to give out to help you.
Where's your pot of gold? Where is it?
So kind of you.
I saw those movies. That means that everybody that actually grabs one of those is cursed, and you will know wherever they are from then on, right?
Is that how it works?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
This
is a subversive distribution system.
There is something to that. He had pins that he did about 6 months ago that were
What are you
cursed.
talking about? What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
They
What
were
happened? What do you mean?
And they weren't from Liam. They were, I believe, from Oz.
Oz stole some of my gold
creation.
and forged them into little pins and then distributed them, and they cursed whoever got them. Everyone started having bad luck. I was like, well, don't steal from the Leprechaun King. What can I say?
It was pretty hilarious. I'm not gonna lie, because when he started telling me things that happened, I'm like, you're crazy. No way. His friend there who ended up getting them to the States, and then he mailed them from the States. His car, he nearly crashed. His tire went out. Did he go into a ditch? There was a couple of horrible things that happened. I'm like, what? No way. I get mine, right? I'm like, I open them up. I'm like, oh, these are pretty cool. I got stickers. I got a couple different things. The pin. I held the pin in my hand. I was talking to my brother about it. Put it down. I turn around and I slam my foot, the hardest I ever did, into a door frame. And this thing was like black for 2 months. As soon as it happened, I'm like, you motherfucker, they are cursed. And I put them in my side of the front bowl.
So we call Liam Love.
After your foot goes black, you just hear this little cackle coming from the coins.
Todd wants to know if there is one pin to rule them all. Well, we don't give out the one pin, but there are the 3 pins of the king pins, which are available here on Indiegogo. The elven pins, which you can see just down if you scroll down. There are at least the design for them. These aren't the actual pins yet. Just keep going down, Vin, all the way down, guys. Just check out the link. If someone could drop it in the chat for anyone to pop in. Yeah.
It's also in the description. So yeah, if you guys are looking for the link, it's in there as well. Hold on,
I like the way you did like the graphics for the Indiegogo. It's all video gamey.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. I wanted it to be sort of cute and retro and video gamey. Those are the coasters you can get. They'll unlock to 6 if we get up high enough. And you get 3. But if you just scroll just down a bit more, Vinny, we'll get to those pins.
Oh, sorry.
Is this just a ruse to make sure you get the entire campaign shown off on the stream?
We're going to go over this thing. He just launched it 2 days ago. We're going to cover all this.
I know. I was there. I was there twice.
I know.
You've gone too low. Sorry.
Wait. So I got distracted.
these are the pins. You know, they come in a set of 3. They'll come in a lovely little set of 3. So they'll be and if we do well enough, it'll unlock to 6. You know, but for right now, it's just 3 pins. So if you want the 3 pins, the 3 pins of kings, then there they are. But the one pin to rule them all, the koala pin, is the providence of our Dark Lord Ozark Creations, and his Dark Australian.
For those who weren't aware of it, it was a koala pin that had Liam's face on it.
Which I didn't consent the construction of either, by the way. He just made it. And because of that, he now owns my legal likeness within the United States.
Wait, so if you come here to the States and don't wear a mask, then you have to like pay him?
Well, if I do merchandise and stuff, with my face on it, yeah.
For those who didn't know what it looked like.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Well, thank you. I'm going to have nightmares all week now.
Beautiful and hideous.
Oh my god, that's fantastic!
We took everything else off the campaign.
It's just. It's special. It's very special.
Well, I'm a very special kind of guy. It'll burn its mind in your. It'll burn its way in your mind.
It's not your face. It's that the combination. It's yeah. It is so bewildering. Wow.
Yeah. And guys, as you can see here, we all have fun. We're all having a good time. If you enjoy this, you got a good sense of humor, and you want to just help me out, keep this going, keep the lights on. Check out Wonder Island. We put a lot of work into this, and it's really fantastic. There's original art tiers. You're going to get trading cards. There's a black and white manga version that reads exactly like a manga. There's the standard graphic novel version. There's the digital version. If you want to appear in the book, if you want to have a family pet or a family friend or something like that, or someone represented in the book, you can buy the Power Fantasy Fun Pack. And
I want to be a black leprechaun.
Well, you want to be a black leprechaun, you got to buy the aqua tier, and we can make it happen. So, there's the completionist pack that'll bring it. Yeah, make it happen. Make it happen. We're here to satisfy. We're here to satisfy.
I think
AC, are you all right? Are you okay?
He wants to I think.
What?
Send her the pin. Oh my god.
Oh, hold on. I have one, but if I send it,
are you sure you want one of these pins? Like you'll laugh and then you'll come to love it. It's horrifying.
No, I want one. It's great.
Right.
I love it already.
I'll send you guys. I'll send you guys some of the
yes,
things.
you're the best.
I've only got a handful of these things left. I keep them locked away in the treasure pile under the hill. But just don't give them away, because then they'll be cursed. They're fine as a gift, but they can't be. They're fine as a gift, but they can't be taken.
Oh, I see. Okay, all right,
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Yeah.
Dude, I thought that your artist had drawn a koala and then like drawn your face on it. It was just like this
sometimes he does that.
That really got to her.
Yeah, sometimes
it is glorious.
Yeah, sometimes he does do that. Sometimes he does exactly that. I think he's made at this point over $600 drawing koalas with my face on it for people as original art. He calls it the uncut koala, and he makes sure that it never includes pants and has a tiny uncircumcised penis. So that's
evil. Oz is evil.
Oh my gosh.
That's not right.
No, it's not. But what can you do? He owns my likeness.
I'm sure there's something you can do, actually. But all right.
Yeah, well, I mean, I could probably battle him in court over it. But then I'll have no sense of humor. Everyone will say that I'm all stuffy. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please check out this campaign, Wonder Island. Give it a look. There's a trailer up there. We're getting a shorter one made, but that'll give you a breakdown on the campaign if you're not a fan of reading.
Yeah.
The trailer reads it for you.
Well, we're going to play this trailer, guys. Make sure. Awesome. Let me know if the volume is working on this, because before I forgot to hit it.
Seems fine right now. Oh, the trailer.
For the trailer. I don't hear
anything.
I hear something.
Oh yeah, now I do. Now I do.
Okay.
That doesn't sound good.
Come
We'll
to
let
a
it play.
magical land far, far away. Encounter mischievous monsters, witchcraft, and superhuman sorcery in a magical fantasy beyond compare. Join Arwen, a spirited boy tasked with protecting the secrets of the Fountain of Youth from those who would dare to use its power for evil. Wonder Island #1, Hero of Brightwater, is an exciting graphic novel containing the first 3 chapters of Arwen's adventure. Meet Arwen, an orphaned infant rescued from the vile witch Yagdra and raised by the spirits of Brightwater. Of course, these aren't your typical fairies. They're elemental guardians, fierce warriors given life by the magical properties of the Fountain of Youth and charged with protecting the secrets of eternity. And now that same responsibility falls to Arwen. Only the free-spirited 10-year-old spends more time roughhousing with the uglies than tending his duties, which brings him into conflict with Captain Morrowind and the Wild Hunt, an elite fighting force of noble sun elves whose sworn duty it is to protect the Grand Wood from monsters and evildoers. All of which means just about nothing to Arwen. Until disaster befalls Brightwater, when one such escapade releases the dreaded burst dragon Nibene, and unleashes a doom upon the Grand Woods not seen since the reign of Yagdra. Though faced with an impossible quest, he is gifted with 3 vials of hero water. Enchanted water taken from the spring of eternity that, when ingested, cause his body to undergo an alchemical transformation, turning him from a flesh boy into living gold. Now, when you're strong as eternity, thrashing some trolls is easy, and that golden skin makes him practically invulnerable. But when Seelie steel is not enough to stop the dreaded dragon of Doomspire, Arwen realizes just how vulnerable he really is. Fortunately, Arwen does not need to face these insurmountable obstacles alone. This is Bell Pepper, Arwen's fiery fairy friend. Though her hot temper gets her into trouble, her ability to conjure rainbow bridges make her an invaluable ally. Then there's the beautiful Princess Otome, whose sharp wit, keen mind, and mastery over illusion are only matched by her vanity. She's not exactly a big fan of fights or adventure, but she's journeyed to Brightwater in search of the secret of eternal beauty, and she's not about to let some big dumb lizard stand in her way. And finally, the brave Lieutenant Caspian, the last man of the Wild Hunt, a conflicted sun elf with a strong sense of loyalty to Captain Morrowind. Caspian is divided between his heroic calling in Brightwater and his responsibilities to the Wild Hunt. Skilled in both swordsmanship and thunder magic, he takes up the cause against Doomspire, becoming Arwen's reluctant rival, mentor, and friend. Together, they courageously fight to free the denizens of Brightwater and protect the secrets of eternity. Don't miss the fun, the excitement, the fantasy. Experience the greatest adventure of the season. All you have to do is back Wonder Island, Hero of Brightwater.
Fantastic. And this is what I mean. I just have to say it again, because Liam, he's been a good friend, very good friend, someone I've known for years. He's a true creator. What he crafted, what he did with Xenotype, this man, he knows what he's doing. He delivers, and he does it in spades. I have nothing but respect and love for this man. Yeah, we had some short jokes, but you know what? We made fun of everyone on the panel tonight as well because we're stupid like that. But again, I got to say, guys, if you haven't backed it yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. This is a beautiful project. I know a little bit more than other people do about this. Well, I know the whole story, but I think it's an amazing tale. It's a fun tale. It's something for everyone, not just kids. So, you know, don't delay. Just jump on this. Help him get where he needs to because, again, Liam he's one of those true blue guys. I don't care what anyone says. We don't deal with nonsense and fabricated stories. We deal with facts. And the fact is, he's a great person. He's a great creator. Support him if you can. Get the word out. Retweet. He just launched 2 days ago. So let's give him lots of love on this. Hail, brother. You're muted.
What do you mean we don't deal with fabricated stories? Is this a documentary book? Come on.
No. I meant about creators.
Yeah, and I just want to say, hey, thank you to Vinny and thank you to everyone who's already backed. I appreciate you. The first day support outpour was great, and I hope that we can keep this going throughout the course of the campaign. I know that it's a bit slow in the middle of the month, but in addition to the prices that are listed, there are additional tiers that you can purchase on checkout that have discounts to allow you to grab extra copies of this stuff on the cheap after you've made your initial purchase, so that you can actually share this with your friends, and so that you can use the merchandise and stuff you get. It's not just going to sit there in little bags and you're going to be scared to use it. There's going to be enough for everything. The book's full of codes, puzzles, and a whole bunch of fun stuff.
Oh, that's sweet.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And I noticed you gave the character stats here, height and weight.
Yeah. Well, this is stuff that's going to be part of the making of book if we reach the 50,000 mark and the 5,000 mark, whatever it is, and it ends up produced. That'll be a free book that's included with extra stuff. But
very cool.
We're here to do like real professional stuff, and there's potential for all sorts of stuff. There's potential for an actual video game to be developed if this does well enough. People's names are going to be credited. You'll be able to actually be a part of something. This is us doing something great, full of wonder and fantasy, and this is the goal here. You like Tolkien, you like retro anime fantasy, you like shonen battle series. This is something you're really going to enjoy. It's not just a kid's book. It's fun for the whole family. That's what I'm looking to do. Studio Ghibli, Disney, heart, passion, heroics. This is what I want to bring back. This is what I bring as Conquest Comics. And jokes aside, and a touch of Leprechaun magic. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say there's a touch of like Nintendo 64 in there too.
Yep.
It's beautiful, and like I said, what Manga Chan has been doing with the work here is really great. And for again a first time. This is the first time she's working on a full book like this. She's been crushing it. I've seen her do the line work that is so crisp and clean. She's a perfectionist when it comes to all that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to help whenever I can too. This team is fantastic. Liam only hires the best, so
that's right.
Make sure to support this and like look what he did with this campaign. This whole thing is incredible. Like Greeny was saying too, like every little bit. The kind of video game little designs and the touches all over the place. This is fantastic.
Yeah, we were actually kind of chatting about it a little bit before we started streaming, just looking over your campaign, how nice it is. I had actually looked at it earlier today. It's like your artist's work is so consistent throughout all of the work that you've shown. It just shows just like a level of like real professionalism, talking about this being her first book. It's very consistent, very cute, and so minimal at the same time. That's really
exactly what we wanted to do. So when Manga Chan, when Yuka Cross sort of came under my tutelage, she was a little Tumblr artist with a big dream, and that's the sort of stuff I like. I like people that have ambition and heart and drive, and she had incredible anatomy. She worked on stuff that was rather Greek, actually. This is not her style, but at the time I was doing sort of more my dark, serious stuff for Wonder Island, for Xenotype, I should say. And I had Xenotype 2 in production, and I didn't want to be pigeonholed. So I began development on Wonder Island, and with her I said, look, this is the style I want it to be. And she said, well, I'm an animator. I can adapt. It's my job to adapt my styles. I said, yep. So I said, this is what I'm looking for. And over the course of 3 weeks, she developed a new style, an entirely new style. And that's what we have here. This is the Wonder Island style that she's using. Wow. And so this isn't actually her base, what her drawing looks like normally.
Yeah, I would never have guessed.
Yeah, this is because she is a professional, and she wants to do this, and I want to help prove that it's a solid career path for her.
That's awesome.
And yeah, but we got into this, and since then we've just had a lot of fun developing it all out, and you know, it's been incredible to watch her grow and build this campaign. Yeah, that's
it is. No, it's all good. Like I said, man, I always stand behind you in all your projects because I know who you are. I know that you could craft an amazing story. I know what you put into this. You know, beginning to end. I know what you guys are doing, and it's great. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't bring a story to the audience unless the story is going to be better than anything that is like it, that you stand beside it.
Yeah,
which is it puts a lot of pressure on me, but I think that I've had great success so far in that regard. You know, in what I do. So if you are a fan of fantasy and classic stuff, if you miss like again how in the 80s, you know, we had all of this amazing fantasy stuff, then this is how you get it back in the modern day and how you share it with another generation of people. Let's create stuff that's going to endure and last forever. You know, we might not be able to save the franchises that have been run into the ground by other people, but we can create our own that are truly great. And to create anything less than something stellar is a wasted opportunity. You know, we see this here with what Rainy's doing with Fiendish, which is absolutely beautiful. She's another artist with an incredibly clean sort of line style. You know, it's a very wonderful project, and there's a lot of opportunities here for you guys as backers that I don't know if you sort of realize. You're not just sort of backing a book; you're building a company, and that sort of cements you as, in a way, you're an investor. You're able to make a claim of ownership over these properties in a way that you couldn't if you were just picking them up off the shelf. You're like, when this started out, when these guys were just playing for, like, you get to be one of those guys, like when these guys were just playing for, you know, 20 guys in dive bars, I was there every gig, you know. They're going to remember you. We're going to remember who you are.
That is a good point. We were talking about this earlier too, and it is different from everything else that's been out there because we are supporting each other. Like, you know, we said it earlier, and the thing is, it's our different studios that I'm sure, like, you know, we're eventually kind of merging what we're doing, you know, because we are having kind of like the bullpen feel of, you know, what it used to be like, and we are there to help each other. You know, that's why the people that I have on my show, that's what I want as well. I want that kind of unity to go forward. Anyone else who's doing anything else, get out of here. We don't need it. Because, again, I want creators who they could put the work in. It's there. Fans love it. We're all on board on the same page, but we're also helping each other. You know, if it's covers, if it's a little bit of info here or there, or shipping thing, whatever, from beginning to end. You know, and that's what we need. We need a good, strong base, and this thing's going to keep moving forward, up and onward, because that's what we have to do here. And your help, everyone in the chat, is huge. It's tremendous.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I guarantee that, like, I'm willing to guarantee that if you get this and if you don't enjoy it, if there's no one else, you know, in your circle that enjoys it, I'll be surprised. This will be a beautiful book with crisp and clean art. It'll have exciting, super heroic, fantastic battles. It'll have deep lore, actual deep lore. It'll have rules of magic. It will have creatures of impossible magic and impossible design. It will be something truly amazing while harkening back to pseudo-Irish and late and early Celtic folklore mythology, and it'll have fun, humor, comedy, and heart. You know, it's very much a story of a boy and his dog, and I think that's timeless. So
I'm hearing a lot of world building, and I like that.
Yeah, that raises a question.
Yes.
There's really, really good stuff that. I'm sorry.
So Liam, do you, with the world building was a good term to bring up. Thank you. Awesome. I'm really curious. So if this is a standalone or the beginning of a short arc, but whatever arc this is, do you have something in mind for the Wonder Island world and series after this arc or single issue.
Yes.
Like, so you're going somewhere with this.
I always plan out if I'm going to be. This is why I call it the Daring Wonder Island saga. Whereas you will be provided with this arc will be a full, complete, closed story. If all 3 chapters are ultimately funded, you will have a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it will be really awesome. Each chapter itself will also be relatively self-contained. So, but building into a greater meta arc. I always, as a storyteller, as an author, it's my responsibility to provide enjoyment for the author, for the reader, I should say. And so the series is about a journey. It does continue on, and we will see a little bit more of it if you scroll down and read, and you don't have to do it, Vinny. Leave this to the backers. But if you scroll down and read the details of the book, just below there's a couple of big paragraphs. We talk about the sort of the series as a whole. I mention Arwen is 1 minute. I'll give it a quick read. I'll stop. Sorry for dominating the stream here, guys.
Dude, no, you were one of the top guests we're supposed to be on tonight. And like I said, you launched. I want to make sure people get to see and hear all this stuff.
We're here to promote your book, sir. Take it away.
Exactly,
Thank
man.
you. Thank
I'm
you.
not even supposed to be
We're all
here.
friends here.
So the breakdown for the first arc is as follows. After inadvertently setting free the dragon of Doomspire with his mischief and neglect, Arwen must find a way to protect his home and loved ones against destruction. In this book, the impetuous young hero learns that strength alone is not enough to slay a dragon. To save the day, he's going to have to use all his cunning, wit, and heart. Along the way, we'll meet some new faces, along with some unlikely allies and unsuspected enemies. Forced from Brightwater by Captain Morrowind and the Wild Hunt, Arwen, Bell Pepper, and their new friend Atome find themselves on the run. To escape, they must abandon the Grand Wood and travel deep into the uncharted reaches of Doomspire. The dangers that await young Arwen as he traverses... what dangers await Arwen as he traverses these new lands? What mysteries and perils lurk just beyond the known? Will our heroes find the secrets they need to restore the light of eternity to Wonder Island? Or will their recklessness cast the land into another 1,000 years of darkness? Warmly familiar, but unlike anything else you've ever experienced, it's fantasy, folklore with a splash of retro arcade. A truly gripping all-age adventure the whole family can enjoy. I want to make the most beautiful book possible. This is a labor of passion, and I'm working to ensure the physical book embodies the love I have for storytelling, European folklore, and classic fantasy anime. With your help, I was able to produce an absolutely beautiful book in the form of Xenotype Dreamcatcher, and with each and every book, and I want each and every book to be just as beautiful, just as wonderful to look at and hold. Thank you so much for making this possible. And therein lies the sort of the series direction. They, after leaving Brightwater, the quest to sort of restore the light of eternity to Wonder Island will commence. So it will be a rather grand, classic quest that we've sort of seen stuff like it before, but it's all about the journey, the way it unfolds, and what they're faced with will be an interesting ordeal. So.
Yeah, the cliffhanger that you did. Oh, sorry. What was that, AC?
I was just saying, I feel so warm and fuzzy right now.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Do you feel the cuteness?
Yeah, like it reminds me of, like, I grew up on Legend of Zelda games. I grew up on like Kingdom Hearts. I grew up on lots of shoujo manga and stuff like that. Like Magic Knight, Ray Earth, and stuff like that. It just reminds me of all that stuff. It's super sweet. I can totally tell where
that's yeah, thank you. And that's what I'm hoping appeals to people. You know what I mean? It's like, this is what it is. It's something joyful and wonderful, and it's something I can dedicate to my daughter and show to people that's not going to have like horrible horror and violence. Like all of my career, I've been sort of shoehorned and pigeonholed into writing violence and horror and dark superhero stuff. And it's like,
oh, you're the one.
Yeah, I'm the one. I've been here for you all along. Yeah, I've been here for you all along. So the it's a bit of an old reference if anyone gets it, but no, it's this was my chance to really, now that I'm here in the Indies and I'm able to do whatever I want, and I'm able to create something truly imaginative. My good friend and my mentor, the guy that like taught me about comics, you know, the guy that like taught me how to do this and craft these stories, is known for his wild imagination and, you know, just he's like sort of family friendly sort of, well, he's done a lot of darker stuff too, but like he's got a lot of wholesome work. And he always talked to me about the power of pure imagination, you know. Every Christmas he writes like a poem about Christmas, and it's just full of love and wonder and positivity and positive energy. And I've always struggled with being caught up in the negative, but this is my chance to.
You're talking Rainey's music. It's like you got. She's like, oh yeah, let's go.
Well, no, yeah, it is. I mean, I like the dark and, you know, bloody stuff, but this is. I'm happy for Liam because I know what it's like to be pigeonholed, and it's funny because for me it's a complete opposite. But like I can sense your joy at breaking out of what people have pigeonholed into you, and if this is what you really wanted to do, that's really great, and I'm happy for you, and I'm sure it's showing.
I think it goes the other way. They pigeonhole him into something, not pigeonholes into him.
Pigeonholes? Pigeonholes. That's how it works, right?
I am
they
the
just stand
Birdman.
pigeonholes in you.
Both.
Yeah.
For us.
But see,
yeah,
that is a great point and stuff too. I mean, because we could flex our muscles doing this stuff, and again, no one's making us do it. We choose to have fun, jump genres, do that kind of thing. From all the books I've had, a lot of people they love the sexiness of all the women I've done, but I've also I did the kids book. You know, I'm branching out on different stuff because it's fun to flex those muscles. It's cool to create different stories, and you don't know what kind of audience you could pull in with that as well. But on top of it, something for everybody. That's a good way of going about these kind of things. You know, that's why I have a certain level that I won't go too far past when it comes to things, because we've had this discussion as well. And you know, if anything is too over the top, sexualized, and like, you know, like we're not making porno books on that level. The gore thing too. If it's way too gory, you're going to alienate so many people as well. It's like you need to find a good balance between all that stuff, or something that's going to make sense to the story. If it takes you,
I want this to be my flagship. I want this to be, you know, the lead for my company and my legacy. You know, I recently did a rage video against the death of Orko. You know, #Justice for Orko, and one of the earliest and largest influences for me in ever, you know, were those old Masters of the Universe mini comics. And Masters of the Universe now faces decline and destruction. And I'm just thinking, this is such a poignant time for me to be releasing Wonder Island, because so much of the background of Wonder Island, like the actual visual background, was inspired by those old mini comics. And it's my chance to sort of put that back into the world, and so that I don't feel like something from my own childhood that was wonderful and magical and full of awesomeness just is going to disappear. At least this can be in my own heart and the way that I create it, something of a spiritual successor to that. So if you're a fan of Masters of the Universe as well, please do go back this property, check it out. I'm going to have to take off. I've got to do a half-hour production stream with Yuka before she passes out. So she's all full and tight, you know. But if you guys are still going when that half hour's up, I'll come back. So
you got it, man, dude. Best of luck. Again, you're invited next time I do my stream, which, like I said, I might be doing them on Fridays as well now. So you'll see a lot more of this project, a lot more of Liam as well. If not tonight, in the coming week. But man, thank you, brother. Get some more work done.
Will do. Sorry for being late, Vinny.
No, pleasure to meet you, Liam. Good looking project, buddy.
Let's hang out again. You know, come by the chat anytime. Come by my stream. You know, Conquest Comics is where you'll find me. Come by, and this goes to everyone in the chat too. Go subscribe to me. Hang out. Come out and let's talk. You know, I'm going to be doing call-in shows again, like back in the old days soon. Everything's sort of set up. So let's get involved. Let's be an active community. You know, let's entertain you guys and have fun. This is the goal here. So thank you. God bless.
Absolutely. You can find Conquest Comics. So you could find him on my page as well, on my YouTube channel. Just scroll to the bottom. I have my featured creators. He's right there as well. So it's nice and easy to find them. Definitely hop in there. His streams are also a lot of fun. But yeah, like I said, great creators, great people. Brother, get her done.
Great to meet you, Liam.
No, yes, let's catch up again. I'm sorry for being late. Fiendish looks amazing. You guys are awesome. Stay awesome. Blue Samurai.
Yeah,
I love you, man. No homo. I love you.
I love your lack of homo too.
You.
I'll pitch your book when you're gone after we talk to John for a bit. Okay.
Okay. Awesome. You guys, thanks for having me. I'll see you guys.
Yeah, good seeing you.
Bye. Bye. All right, so we are going to jump now, to Black Tiger because John's got to get going in a few minutes. So,
no homo, man.
No. I know how it is. You guys, they got a secret handshake and everything. I know.
It's more of like a jail thing.
Yeah, the world is keeping us apart. Yeah.
No,
I don't know what John knows, but okay.
Hey, so, Black Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah, we're gonna hit the trailer on this, and then then John could jump more. I know we kind of jumped all over the place. You went partly into it, and then we went on tangents because that's what we do here. So let's check this out. Dude, beautiful stuff, man. So,
appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, John. Like I said, I had you on before a couple of times with the projects and stuff too. And I gotta say, man, you're someone who you put your heart and soul into this as well, top to bottom. You're not a newcomer to comics, but you definitely craft some really great stories. So
I appreciate that, man.
Dude, man, absolutely. And people, again, word gets around of the good, and we have good creators here. John's another one, and man, let her rip. Let people know the extra stuff that you want them to know about this project, about you. Dude, anything, man, go for it.
Okay, so Black Tiger, Hidden Dragon. This is volume 1 of the second story arc. So for those of you that are not familiar, where did I put it, with Black Tiger, this is actually Legacy of Fury was actually the first story arc. And Rod and I released that at the it's been a little over almost a year now. And this is a 172 pager. It's a complete story arc. So if you get the Catch Me Up, you will get all of this, plus you'll get the 88 pages of Hidden Dragon. So Hidden Dragon picks up right where this left off, which is with Jin Fong taking her place as the city's hero, Black Tiger, and she finds herself there's some dissonance kind of in her life here as she's acting as an assistant district attorney by day, who was against vigilantism. Now she is a hero, and she is using her power, of course, for the defense of the innocent, but also she's seeking to solve the mystery of her father, who was a prior Black Tiger, his death and his defamation. He was defamed as Black Tiger, and he was defamed as he was a cop, a police captain, and he was posthumously defamed there. And the same forces are now coming after her. Yeah. So she, even though she's not, initially excited about being the Black Tiger, she's forced into that. and she needs to for to bring clarity to kind of what's going on around her, to bring honor back to the name of her family, to bring honor back to the name of the Black Tiger. And then she's coming up with some serious revelations as she is learning the power of the Black Tiger, because she wasn't trained. So instead of kind of the box that the prior holders have been put in, she's figuring this thing out for herself, and she's figuring things out that prior wielders were not aware of. So she's becoming her own Black Tiger. She's kind of figuring out what kind of hero she's going to be. And she's kind of doing this in the context of trying to keep her own personal life together in the process as well. So this book has a lot of different influences. You see a lot of different forms of martial arts. Like above there, you saw her battling a master of capoeira. They're actually in the jungles of Brazil, where she is actually seeking out some answers regarding her father's murder. And, so you get some kung fu versus capoeira right there.
Yeah,
and,
the styles like that, it's great. It's, anyone, if you're a fan of Tekken, you'll get this kind of stuff as well.
Oh, yeah, totally. Right? You got all the characters with the different kinds of styles. You've got the brawlers, you've got the karate, you've got the kung fu, you've got the capoeira.
Exactly. If you're a fan of Jackie Chan, same deal. Because, that's what he was doing, too, in his movies. He was fighting people with different styles in a lot of different films, And it's cool to see that kind of thing. But I like what you did here too, in that she's trying to, bring honor and respect back to her family. Her father was completely torn down. I'm sure there's reasons why that happened. It's going to be unfolding in these pages. So that's some really cool stuff that you got going on this.
No, I appreciate that. And the next panel there, she's back in the city. She's the Black Tiger, and here she's actually intercepting. They're actually members of the Organizatia, so they are ex-KGB bionic Russians. So Svetlana there, she's actually holding. So Svetlana there is actually holding up that container that Black Tiger is jumping onto. So you got to understand. So this is the thing you got to understand with from my perspective as I've made these different books. Some of the things that I enjoyed historically, like with Batman and Spider-Man, there's Batman, but there's the Rogues Gallery and there's a city. So I've really, in terms of world building, tried to build the city of Los Santos, tried to build. So Black Tiger, of course, is the prominent character, but there's the Organizatia there. Here, these guys are the 5 Fingers of Death. So they are 5 of the deadliest assassins from around the world. And they're actually working for the dragon, who is kind of the main character that Black Tiger is going to find herself against. So you have Agwu Madu here, who is a African wrestler. You have Escrimador, who's a Filipino stick fighter. You've got Shinobi. You've got a British pugilist. And then you've got a character called, who's a 36 Chambers character called Touch of Death. And so they're actually here, they're battling the Organizatia. So it's basically a power move. The 5 Fingers of Death come in, and they put pressure. So you already see how awesome the Organizatia is. The 5 Fingers of Death come in, and they put pressure on the basically kind of press the Organizatia into doing some of the work that the dragon wants done. So a lot of different elements. And this page is really an ode to Jackie Chan, because I told you I love so many different types of movies. Hong Kong, so this is Jin, she's in her civvy. She uses the stapler to deflect the assassin's knife. The guy's in a chair, so she's actually rolling him out of the way. So she's using the rollers on his chair, to evade, to evade the assassin.
Right.
So just, a lot of the times, you want to create, and then you also want to provide just odes and honor to things that you love. So, you're going to see elements in these stories, especially if you pick up Legacy of Fury. You're going to see some serious John Woo, Chow Yun-Fat kind of homage. You're going to see, I'm a big fan of American Gangster. So there's a lot of kind of American Gangster in that one. This one, I'm a big fan of martial arts. So you see different styles of martial artists that are fighting each other. And then here, you just got to have a giant dragon in a mall, because malls are dangerous places.
They are.
All kinds of things happen. I mean, you see zombie apocalypse was happen in malls. All kinds of things happen in malls. So this is just another reason not to go into the food court.
You see Stranger Things.
Those places are disgusting, though.
Yeah.
Real.
So,
you see the food courts are disgusting?
Really?
Yeah.
Really say she loves food courts.
Gross. But yeah, this is a
very,
great
like-
personification of American malls. But
Yeah.
I think we were seeing this on your stream too, because you came on and you've shown Black Tiger a couple times, and it obviously have really done your research, and I find that super impressive. Because I don't know, you didn't even mention like the Five Fingers before. I've seen that page where you had mentioned who all the characters in it are, and now that I know what it's about, that's even more awesome, because it's not just the story of your main character, which is very compelling. She has sort of, it's like a vengeance story, but it's a little more than that, right? She's trying to find a truth behind what happened to her father. But like, you have these underground organizations fighting each other, and they all are all tied to martial arts, and so it kind of, I'm reminded of kung fu movies, but also stuff like Black Lagoon, which I freaking love. So I'm like, oh my god, this is like Black Lagoon, but with martial arts. So you always know your stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, I mean, I remember too. Yeah, you have the family dynamic as well. Like the brother, he thought he was going to be getting that mantle, and he doesn't. So like you have that tension between brother and sister as well in here, which is cool.
Yeah, and that's the big kind of red thread for Legacy of Fury is the father passes away, and then you have the brother who has come up with knowledge of the Black Tiger, kind of thinking like, this is going to be me, but he's really not fit to be the Black Tiger. And then you have his sister, who this was a family secret. She was completely unaware of it, so she becomes aware of this. And it makes a lot of sense out of just things that were happening in her childhood, where she just felt like, man, this, dad is absentee, and he's doing all this stuff with my brother. So it brings a lot of kind of, for her, it doesn't justify it, but it brings an understanding. And then she realizes that, she's actually been prepared in a different way, and and it's actually good because she's breaking the mold of what the Black Tigers were. And because she breaks the mold, she actually, to me, it's kind of like one of those Neo moments. Because like when you watch the first, the first one of those movies with, why the name just escaped me?
Yeah, Matrix.
With Matrix. I mean, really, after the first Matrix, you don't need any more Matrix movies, because he says, he sees the ones and the zeros, and it's done. He's cracked the code. He's figured it out.
Absolutely.
So for her, she comes to the realization that, the way the power is being implemented, it was just kind of based on the cultural norms that the folks that were using the power had. And then she realizes that she can do a lot more.
Yeah.
So, so that's kind of part of that. And then, as the story, unfolds, it's, for her, it's, she's a very strong character, but you see kind of the damage that's done. And me being a dad, I'm always very sensitive to this, like the damage that dads can do to their kids, so you can kind of see the damage and kind of how she has to come to some reconciliation with stuff about her dad, who was a good guy, but he was definitely not a perfect dad, and definitely, did some things that probably kind of in the raising of the son and the daughter led the son to kind of being the person that he was, who actually wasn't worthy of being the Black Tiger, and led her to being the person that she is. So a lot of family dynamics. I love that. So you'll see kind of generational differences, cultural differences. With her being, because you see her grandfather, father, and then her. So you go from second generation, so Asian American. So she's just as, she's just as valley as any other girl in the valley.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's cool because you see these characters and the growth and the changes that they're going to be going through and the reasons why. So that is definitely a good thing, man. You crafted a really great story, and I think a lot of people are going to be very happy when they get this. So guys, if you haven't backed it yet, jump on this. I know you're also going to be having these metallic bookmarks.
For
everybody now too, right?
So since we crossed 10,000, everyone that gets a physical, any of the physical tiers will also get one of the big bookmarks for free. And I'm a huge fan of these. Brandon, Phoenix Animation, he's the one that makes these. He's kind of the metalsmith.
Okay.
And these things are metal. They don't bend unless you really, really are working to bend it up. You know, I mean, if you're looking to do it, you can. But like I'm using the bookmarks myself. I'm a big fan of them. So
awesome.
yeah, so
they look beautiful too, man. Yeah, I see them on a couple of streams already now too. Yeah, they very nice, very nice.
Yeah,
Are they like shimmery or something?
Yeah, because they're metallic. So it's like, where's the book that I'm reading? It's over there. So it's like it reflects the light. It's really cool. You know, so I'm super excited because he was like, "Oh, let me mock these up for you," and I was like, "Oh, okay, go ahead." And then when he sent it to me, I was like, "Oh yeah, this is awesome."
Beautiful, man. Dude,
that is a cool freaking product. You can use it as a weapon. It's actually a hidden martial arts weapon.
That's what I'm saying. Right into the throat.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about this community. There's so many talented people.
Oh, they're about to say there's so many ninjas making.
Yeah.
Well, that's this community. Everybody thinks of how to use my products as a weapon.
That should be the first thing you think of.
Listen,
right?
I heard from a number of people that they can kill somebody with this.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
dude,
why you have
legit.
the axe on the back. It's subtle. It's
And
a subtle.
it's glossy, so you can wipe the blood off.
Now you really thought about this.
How you get reliable, man. You gotta be careful.
Incredible stuff.
I'm not endorsing that people do that. But.
So
just mentioning that they can.
Or you could just love yours like.
Yeah, you can love it. That's right.
So you shaded in your pencils, huh?
Yes.
John.
So the pencils. So basically, Rod, what he did, some of the pages he shaded in the pencils, and some of the pages he used kind of the X's for the inker. You know, for the inker to be able to see, like in this one.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So there's, you know, kind of a little bit of a mix, but I'm really the flow of the pages, because like, I mean, you guys know, I mean, it's like, you know, being an artist is one thing, being a sequential artist is a different animal, and being able to tell a story through sequential images,
a cohesive story.
Yes. Yes, is
we know there's people who just want to do splash pages and all this other crap, and it just everything gets lost. You don't know what's going on. You need that flow. You need from panel to panel, page to page. And yeah, I could tell with your artist, he knows what he's doing when it comes to this stuff.
And he's really, it's like, I think like Brian was saying a while ago too, it's like he's really leveling up as well. I mean, he's always been a really good sequential artist, but now he's using just next level kind of techniques to really drive your eye. So, you know, whether it's on that page, that Jackie Chan page, it's the knife. So the knife, you follow the knife, and the knife is what in the hand would point your eye to the next part of the, you know, kind of like, I would say like the old school, like Spirit comics when they'd use like the smoke, you know, to kind of draw your eye from panel to panel. So just, you know.
Of course, man. Yeah. It's cool. Those little things, they do work, you know, and it does. It lifts up the level on everything, and that is awesome to see. Because again, while you're doing these pages, you're cranking more of them out. Your mind is going there, you know, like you get into that zone, and then you want to start that experimentation to see what kind of works, you know. Sometimes it doesn't, but you know that's why you kind of break down, and then when it does, you get it down on your board, and you go from there.
You know, as a writer, I always try to fully script out the things that I'm doing, and I've said this before. It's not because that's canon how it needs to be set up, but just so that Rod knows what I'm thinking, and then he's kind of like the cinematographer. Then he can be like, I see what you're trying to do, but here's a better way to do it. Like that dragon page, I wrote that originally out as like 4 or 5 panels. There's a lot happening in that one image. I'm like, people need to be able to see that the dragon is manifesting from the ground up. There's things in the action that people need to be able to see. And he was like, okay, I see what you want to show. And he did it all in one splash image. And I was just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Nice.
You know?
He did. He absolutely did it.
I mean, you tell it manifested from the ground up because there's people on the darn thing.
Yep. There's people on it.
There's a dude still in the chair.
Yeah, the spiral, the way he did the background perspective as well. It's encompassing. It works. It gets you there. You believe it.
Yeah.
You know,
and it's a touch like fisheye because it kind of like
yes,
comes from the ground and kind of bends and then goes back out, and I was just like, that's amazing.
Hell yeah, man. That's a good. You got a great team. You got a great team there. This project's really cool. So, again, you were crushing. I saw you were crushing it on when you went your last couple of hours there. Yeah, man, you hit that 10K mark, and now you passed it. You keep doing great. Look, you're 20 away from 200 backers. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
It is. It's not easy to hit. It's hard to start getting those numbers up like that.
Yeah,
we're working hard on what we're doing here, and it shows. And it's going to be paying off in a good way. So hell yeah, man.
And you know how it is, man. I mean, Rainey. I mean, you when you get those numbers, like when you really want to. I mean, especially somebody, you guys all as your own business owners, basically, you want to get those numbers over 500.
Yep.
You want to get those. That's really where you want to kind of go with the numbers of backers that you have.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, production costs a lot.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Yeah.
But this is a good number. You can get a good print run, and this is like the minimum for making a. You can pack everything out. You can you can produce everything and not go broke.
Exactly.
Man, I think you should be. Yeah, basically, you can produce everything and still have a little change left. But I think you should be making way more than this. It's an in demand, so
absolutely.
You're gonna get to like 20 at least 30.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, you got potential to grow for sure on this. You kidding me? Like I said, the more people who get it in hand too, is going to be word of mouth. It happens like with all these campaigns and what's kind of been going on. So that's definitely a good thing. Yes, I had a question here. Yes, that's actually my brother, and we work together at McFarlane in a number of different companies. So
that's cool.
Monkey Jeebus. Yes.
Wait, how many brothers do you have? I thought Frankie was your brother.
Yeah, he's my brother. I have three other brothers, but there's two of them that are also creative. So it's Frankie.
Oh wow,
and
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's that's a whole other. This is a whole other can of worms.
Wow, man. That's what I was about to say. We're unlocking the Tartamella family secrets here.
I know.
It's
an army of them. Oh no.
Seriously.
There's a lot of talent. You can definitely say that, but we're serious about what we're doing here. This isn't just we're just throwing something against the wall and seeing if it sticks. No, we're definitely, there is skill involved on every level. You know what I mean? So we're crafting some beautiful things, and I love everyone who's in this community, what we're doing, and I believe in it. That's why I'm doing it. That's why I don't go to sleep until 3 a.m. or past. Doing these showcases, everything that we're doing is important to everything. I think in terms of our entertainment, what we like, what we what influences us, what inspires us. Again, that's why I started pivoting and doing more of the toy stuff too, because that's where my background was. I was a lead designer at McFarlane Toys, so I started getting more into that, breaking down things. I'm also a collector. Most of us are. We've seen it tonight on the stream. Who had the Castle Grayskull? Brian had all this crazy stuff. I mean, we all have these kind of things. What do we like? What's going to keep us going and motivated and thinking about certain stuff and certain stories that inspired us? It all connects. So that's what we're doing here, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it's building. It is building.
Oh yeah.
John, I love that image of the dragon you have in the shopping mall with just so many little things going on. Vinny, share my screen real quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love.
It reminds me of these. I love these.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I love those kinds of shots. Like I especially recently, I started to actually see them in a lot more comics. Being able to accept these little like shot for shot and the time lapse of the path. I love that stuff. It feels so old school and charming whenever I see it. Oh gosh, damn it! I had the book. It's like it's another one of the artists that I wanted to talk up because it made me remember these very same shots. I'm actually spacing out on his name right now, but I always say this whenever we're talking about anybody. We met him at Heroes. And it was this awesome artist. And I had, when I passed by his table and he would show some of his content, I think he actually took it as a bit of an insult when I read it out. When I actually mentioned it, I was like, wait, why is all of this stuff just like one page or so? And he thought like I was kind of like dissing him or something. But as I was explaining, it's like, no, I love your stuff, and I wish you were hired for more.
Right.
Because I would always see him on like single pagers or like 2 or 3.
Do you know what books he's worked on?
But yes, he was like in a bunch of stuff. But recently he's been caught on for a lot of more stuff, and he has this like very charming, stylized style. And I think almost always I see one of these kinds of pages on his work. Okay. One of his original ones, I think, right now is that he was actually the artist alongside Scotty Young as the writer. The book Bully Wars.
Okay.
Really
you
cute.
said that from the beginning. Bully Wars. Okay.
Yeah. His stuff is really cute.
Yeah, I can't say I'm familiar with him, but if it's that's going to be along the lines of like Scotty Young, I kind of know what you mean.
Kinda. He has a very punky style and very popping colors on them all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's the cool thing too about like what we're doing, because there are different styles across the board, and again, there's just a lot we could get from it. Like you said, what kind of inspired us or on certain things, because I know there are other artists that I've been big fans of, and you'll start to see some of it through my work. And again, things like you said, let's at least Sean Murphy there. He does these amazing like kind of city shots, and his forte is like vehicles. He really loves doing them, and you could see it in his work. And then the perspective that he likes to do, and because I have a couple of books and things that I'm working on too, where I'm playing with more of that too. So I'm going to be like looking over more of that type of a style, or artists that are kind of similar in that vein, because you want to kind of get that same flavor. Not that you're looking to copy or anything, but it's just it inspires you to think in that kind of way, right?
Right.
So it's like the way that maybe like a tire would peel out. He has a kind of a cool shot or a cool angle that you're thinking about. You go, oh, well, maybe if I do it this way, it could be even cooler. And, it's like you're moving the camera in your mind and you're experimenting, you're playing with it and stuff like this. Yeah, it definitely, it works. Cause like, I'm looking at something like this, I'm going, well, what if I do a side shot of like the pirate ship, just to kind of show where people are in the,
that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
You know what I mean? It's stuff like that you can kind of, you can pick apart, and your brain jumps to these places, and that's the cool thing, and that's why I like what we're doing here, because again, it's influences. I gotta say, same deal. We were over on Reenies, and I picked up Vinland Saga because I was looking at the work.
Oh, cool.
We converted him.
Yeah, and like I said, well, Vinland's a good title. I know.
You thought it was Vinny Land.
No. But what I'm
it yet, Vinny?
Say again.
Have you started reading it yet, Vinny?
Not yet. It literally came. Was it yesterday? I messaged Rini. I told you when it came, but yeah. I'm gonna make some time. I'm gonna try to, because I got a couple things I got to get done this week first, and then I'm looking to dive into this, because looking at the pages, looking at some of the stuff, I seen the opening of the anime as well. Absolutely amazing. That's all queued up. Like I want to start getting into this. I've been wanting to get into that because I love Viking shit too.
Hell yeah.
My tastes are kind of scattered all over the place. That's why you're starting to see it in the genres where I'm jumping. Because it's cool. I like stories. I like history, and anything that kind of has that flavor to it, or something that's going to be jumping into genres in a specific way, I'm looking to jump on. I ordered Black Sad finally as well.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I found a collector's edition. It's not easy to get. It's
weird, right?
It's coming from the UK, and it's going to be here in a couple of weeks. But I put the order in for it. I should have jumped on it when my friend told me like almost a year ago. He's like, "Did you get this book? It's amazing." And looking at the artwork again, it's like two of my favorite artists. If they had a baby, that's what that was. And then you put the kind of the animal people in there. It's like it's totally different, but it has that it has that great feel, those angles, the shots, the coloring. You know, you could see just you're salivating over the story. You want more of it, and it's just in passing those pages. So it's like hell yeah.
No, Cornito's really, really good.
Oh my god, absolutely amazing. You know, my brother said it too. It's like if Bernie Wrightson had a kid with Enrico Marini, you know, that's like the book that we got. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah,
what's funny about this shot is it's a time lapse, and John's dragon in the mall earlier is a single moment in time, but they both work the same way. Your eye can just, you know, you're not taken out of the story, but your eye can pause and go over it and find all these, you know, little things happening to people, and I love it.
Yeah, it's like,
you can really just camp out there.
Yeah, and sometimes you can just it's kind of like how we talk about being able to control the pace of the narrative in a comic. I love that you can actually just stop in between or just go back, even finding some like little random details that don't necessarily even have to be part of the narrative, but it's just fun. I love these kinds of shots.
Yeah,
I agree.
Again, like I said, there's so much you could get out of it, and different artists, different people. As a kid too, I was always reading the Sunday Funnies and all that stuff, and you know, you could see the different people too that they rotated in there because it wasn't always the same thing. Mother Goose and Grimm, if you guys remember that stuff, it was always hilarious, and the artwork always just worked. You know, you know, laughs throughout, but the style too is interesting. It's fun. It's, you know, but again, there's, like I said, open up that your palette to different things, and you know, you'll be surprised how it influences you.
No, is Nick drinking?
Yep,
we've been drinking.
Yeah, we've been drinking.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, that's why she said she was all warm and fuzzy before.
Oh, okay. I thought that was just the adorableness of Liam's.
Look at our shot glasses. These little Halloweeny plastic.
Oh, those are awesome.
Right?
That's cool.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
Well,
killer.
I don't have shot glasses. All I have is a bottle, but I will join you.
You got
Rainy just takes it straight to the head.
I did Sailor Jerry's.
Yeah.
I only have a little left, but you know, I will join you in alcoholism.
No, you're just looking for an excuse, Irene.
Cheers. I don't need an excuse. You know that. Cheers.
It's on brand.
Yeah.
It's on brand.
Hey, Vinny.
Vinny,
thanks for having me on, brother.
Dude, a pleasure, my friend. Yeah, John, anytime you want to come on, like I said, man, invite's always there. You're a great dude. Everybody, if you haven't backed him yet, check it out. Links are in the description. People have been dropping them as well. Blue Samurai's been dropping them. So get on it. Yeah, man, much love, brother.
Appreciate you. Thanks.
Nice seeing you again,
John. AC,
great
Nick,
night, man.
a pleasure. Rini,
yeah.
Good night,
come
dude.
on.
John.
This is my high five.
Yay, high five.
Woohoo! All right, Blue. Pleasure, my brother.
Have fun,
Excellent.
man.
All right, thanks, guys.
Very cool, man. Yeah, so yeah, make sure, like I said, we have amazing people here, and we're gonna be, well, before we get into my stuff again, we'll jump to Fiendish. We'll play
this. What is this? What's this weird thing?
I don't know. We have, you know, 3 of the people who are also involved in this campaign. I don't know. Maybe we should talk about it.
Maybe. I don't know.
Let's hit the trailer because this trailer is awesome. I like it.
Yeah.
Why is my volume so loud? So good. Even that little bit of music at the end. Everything you guys did with this.
I don't know.
Look, there's like an empty
What was that?
whisper.
I don't know how many times we've seen this trailer all together, but I keep forgetting how the transition over to the logo happens. I don't know. With the music, I was kind of expecting the two little eyes to come down as little daggers for some reason.
Oh, next time I'll do that. I don't even remember how did I zoomed in on I zoomed the logo way out in After Effects, and then it was like that.
That was cool.
No, yeah.
You know what you're gonna have to do next time, Irene, is you're gonna have to put all of your artwork in color next time.
Yeah. Next time the book's going to be in color from the beginning, and this is going to be even more awesome. Maybe I'll do narration too. Next one we'll have narration. I did translate this trailer, so like the narration for you saw. Okay, so I told you this. You know this.
You know, right? It's just like I sometimes I kind of wonder, like, are you just playing it up for like people or something? It's just like, or it's just like. Oh no, it's Ariel. This is the third time that this is going.
I have a bad memory. It's surprising every time. Whatever.
Well, but I did translate the trailer, so as you all know on the panel and probably in a chat, because I mentioned this every single stream I've been on. I built a language.
Her own language.
I built a language for this world. So, because I mean, this is fantasy, and when I create fantasy, I mean fantasy. So this is going to be as immersive as possible. I am not fucking around in any way, shape, or form.
Nice.
So, like, and I did a video. It was like a couple months ago when the project first started. So it got like 50 views or something. But maybe if you want to be as nerdy as me and go check that out, that would, that is there. I translated the narration. So the narration in the trailer is just Casimir, like kind of speaking from his perspective. And I just spoke over the trailer as it played in Nunarsa. My language is called Nunarsa. So there you go. And all the,
hold on. You spoke in the language?
Yes. Yeah. So I played the trailer and I paused and I would say the lines on the screen in Nunarsa. I mean, I can't say it on top of my head. I don't actually know the language. I had to reference my dictionary, but I have like a dictionary, which is also on the website. Check out fiendishcomic.com.
Wow. This girl, she's crazy serious about the project.
A little bit.
Crazy serious.
I might be a little crazy. Yeah.
That is awesome.
So, yeah, this is my fantasy action mystery comic, and I've been working on it for like 3 years now. I keep on saying like 4 years. It hasn't been that long, but it's been like 3 years. So it's consumed my entire life. This is why I have no life whatsoever, and I just sit at home and draw all day. It's a story about a group of young men and women on a journey of vengeance against otherworldly demons. And my main character, Casimir, the light-haired guy that you see all over the place, he survived a monster attack on his hometown as a child. As far as he knows, he's the only person he knows who survived. And he escaped far away. He tried to forget about what happened to his hometown, try to just kind of leave it all behind. But years later, as a young adult, he realized he comes across these demons again. And these demons aren't like a common occurrence in this world. Even though it's a fantasy world, there are like magical creatures and there's humans that are like different. I have this magic system where different species can cast different types of magic, and magic exists. But these demons are something special. No one has seen them before. Nobody knows where they came from. And they have very special and mysterious abilities. And he realizes that when they resurface again, after all these years, he realizes that he is in a unique position to find out their origin. So he realizes he can't run away from his past anymore. And along with some like-minded individuals and companions, he sets out on a journey to revisit his past and discover the truth behind where these creatures came from. And that's what the first arc is about. The first arc is about, I want to start out with like something more personal, because I have this huge world and I have a larger conflict that this all builds up into. But I want the readers to get to know the characters. So the first arc is going to be about 8 chapters, and big chapters. Like chapter 1 is 50 pages, the next one is like 70 pages. But it's going to be more personal. It's just about Casimir going back to his hometown, which was destroyed by these demons, kind of like magically sealed off by somebody, and he goes back and just finds a destruction of his hometown, and like he's able to bury his family and all this stuff and kind of come to terms with what happens. It's a very emotional ending to arc 1, but throughout all that, on the way, they also figure out what happens.
I don't mean to interrupt like that, but yeah, no, I like that because you are making people like they're going to be attached to this character emotionally.
Right. It's about the character arc because I have built this huge world, but I want to be clear, it's about the characters.
Oh, for sure, and that's what it should be about. You know, we should be invested in all of them like that because there are pivotal things that are going to get you sucked into the story, and then as it opens up more and more, like you said, you could start to branch it out. You could start getting those layers. People are going to start to see more of it. The world you're building, all that great stuff, the monster. Oh, it's gonna be so damn good.
That'll just naturally come though. Like I don't want my comic to read like information dump. Like the world is naturally around what happens to the characters.
Exactly.
So and that's why I have the website because like if something is confusing or if you want to nerd out and like look at my map or learn the language, my website is there. But you don't have to do all that to read the comic. You can just read the comic and because the story is about the characters' journeys, and that's all you need to know. You don't need to like learn my language to read this book or anything.
So Irene will love you if you do.
I will love you if you do.
Yep.
But you don't have to.
Chimeras, he's studying the language right now.
No, he's not. Oh no! He's gonna send you a very angry DM for saying that.
That was supposed to be a surprise, Vinny.
Damn it! Sorry.
No. He's a very anti-simp, didn't you know? Yeah.
I had a question. I did have a question like about these monsters and stuff too, because I think I saw in some of the promo art. You had like your main character here. He's got like it looks like burn marks that are wrapped around his body and on his arm.
Yeah. He's got these scars from the attack on his hometown as a boy, and in the preview page, which the preview where I have like the first, it's less than the first, like the first 20 pages are on the website phoenixcomic.com. But you see like a snippet of what happened when his town was attacked by these demons, and those scars are from the first time he encountered them, and they're like these twisting burn scars around his body. And all we see is like this 3-page snippet. We don't know like everything else surrounding what happened in his hometown, and he kind of doesn't remember all of it either. Right. But yeah, that was like this constant reminder of what happened all these years ago.
That's gonna be the next reward tier when Irene is gonna release the 18+ pages.
Yes.
well, that's what I was gonna ask too. Like, so with these monsters,
if it sells more, then
is it like a little bit of like a nod, almost like to Alien 2, with like the way that like their saliva and their blood would, well, not exactly. I wouldn't say acid, but I mean like at least burn people.
Actually, I know Alien 2 does that, but it's not a thing that I was specifically a fan of. It's actually just like I know it's a D&D monster ability, so you guys know that I really like D&D.
Okay.
And I was like,
I was gonna say, I don't think Irene is a big follower of Alien. It just so happens that there's a bunch of monsters that we deal with that also we just love acid.
Yeah. Acid monsters is kind of a thing, so that's what it is. Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
Yep. So
I have something like that that's going to be in City of Venus. Like there's something along those lines, without getting too much into it.
Did you say this was originally in black and white when you first made it?
No, it's how you see it right now.
Yeah, this is in black and white, but it is going to be in full color. Carlos or Nick, he's my colorist, and he's doing the colors. I'm waiting to have a few more pages to post like the colors that he's doing, but he's doing a fantastic job. And if you do want to see what the color pages will look like, the first 3 pages are already colored on the website, so you can. I should put those on why didn't I put those on Indiegogo? I'm stupid. I'll put those on the Indiegogo as well. But yeah, see that
was a stretch goal, wasn't it? It was a stretch goal to get Nick to color everything, right?
But he colored the prologue. He colored the prologue already. So you see like the 3rd image. There you. Oh no, that's me. That's the cover. Yeah, like that. Yeah, that's the prologue. That's how the story opens. It's like this is a flashback to what happened to his hometown.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, that's what the whole book is going to look like. It's gonna. I'm very excited to see how these colors turn out because it was originally going to be in grayscale. I mean, black and white / grayscale. It's technically grayscale, but our 10K stretch goal, I wasn't expecting to get this amount. Obviously, my original goal was like 2,500, but our 10K stretch goal was to get the book in full color because like I can't pay to get the whole thing. Like it was a 46 page, but now it's 50 pages. I can't pay to get all those pages colored on my own, and I'm gonna pay my colorist. But our 10K stretch was to get it colored, and we hit that, so that's what we're working on now. But a lot of people really like the grayscale version actually, so I'm offering the grayscale as another tier. The smoke tier is the book in grayscale, and you can also get it as an add-on when you check out, so you can get both.
That's actually the direction I was going in. On one hand, I'm really curious always to see the relationship between when somebody intends the grayscale and then as a color, and to see if like one art informs the other, and how that, how all the shading goes with the colors. And then both you and Liam's campaign are doing that, where there's a grayscale copy, although Liam's is totally mirrored image for manga reading, and then there's a color copy, which is American European style. So Liam's goes both ways, and so does yours.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Nick, you're coloring this, right?
Yeah.
All right. How do you use the grayscale for reference, or how does that work when you're coloring?
Well, here's how it works. By the way, do I refer to you as Blue or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just checking. I don't know. Yeah. So like the thing is just when Irene first was developing this, as she said, the idea was to actually put it out in black and white with a few of those first pages in color, similarly to how you see it in manga. And so me and some other friends were actually hired by her to actually do the grayscale on that. But it was, we just kind of each got like some of the pages at a time. So if you actually see a lot of the shading looks different from one another, from one place.
Yeah, it's a little all over. So I did most of the shading, but then towards the end, like the last 10 pages or so are actually Nick's shading. And then I got another friend to help with like 5 pages or so before that, because I was just swamped with work. But I tried to
consistent for the most part. I think they do look pretty consistent for the most part.
Yeah, I tried to touch things up towards the end, but I mean, Nick is a colorist, so he knows lighting and stuff, and I'm sure he can tell more than like most people. So, and I think I'm gonna touch up the grayscale version more just to make it really consistent. But like, I'm kind of leaving whether or not the grayscale informs the colors up to Nick. The pages he's shown so far are like the pages at the beginning, which are night scenes, and he is using a grayscale in like colorizing over the grayscale, but that's not necessary English for the whole book. And I think later on, where I have pages with more clean lines, and he'll just color over the line work.
That's great. I thought it was Nick telling me, and then suddenly you're telling me.
Right?
Sorry. No, we were talking about the grayscale, so Nick can answer the question, but I did
I'm excited. What's up, hun?
You can keep talking.
Nick, answer the question, Irene.
I know, just answer. Nick, answer the question.
Nick didn't have 10 cups of coffee like Irene did. What's up, hun?
Here, I'm muting myself.
She finished that. She started that bottle earlier. She just finished it.
Nick's just gonna be quiet looking at Irene.
Oh my God.
I was busy watching Nick watch Irene answer his question.
It's normal. It's normal.
So hun,
anyway, as you said, when we had the other, obviously we had a lot of people kind of working, as Irene said, like a lot of art was her doing the shades, and then Mia and one of her other friends. But the thing is that since, as Irene said, she also polished it to try and make it all flow together, we didn't want to sacrifice what we already had there. Obviously, I didn't know at the time that Irene also wanted to release the black and white version together, which turned out to be great. So all the more reason to not sacrifice how that look worked. And so honestly, for the majority of the time that I've been working on actually doing colors, it's been me just relying on the fact that I have a bit of a buffer while leaving my flatters to kind of select that, and just tinkering with how to make the, as Irene said, just trying to work on putting the colors, experimenting if I do them on top or below, whatever will salvage the shading as best as possible to make it faithful and just make it both books look similar. But it's a bit of a trial and error, especially because a lot of different files, depending on who worked on each one, were handled differently.
They're formatted differently.
And so some of them work well with me having the colors on top. Some of them work worse by doing that. And so, I've been going really. That's why Irene was also saying she wants to be able to show up when we have a few more. I've been trying to get these start picking up the pace now, but a lot of it was just experimenting. And I have some other pages that I haven't even shown Irene, and just trying to test out, getting some printed out and seeing what works, what doesn't work, and when the printing is gonna go well or not.
Right.
Because some of those pages turn out like really dark, and I was trying to test out and see how I can make those colors work with it. And I've had some issues in the past with trying to work with that style and bleeding happening in the darks. But I think it's coming out pretty good, and I'm glad that Irene was open to it, because was pushing it a little bit more for, again, as I think we talked about on the previous stream, going for more emotional palettes here and there, and it's a bit of been a bit testy, but thankfully a lot of Irene's book does happen in this northern setting, so I feel like I have a lot of pages to be able to use as buffer for how much white there is, and focus more on the characters if we are a little bit slow, because
I've seen
I
some
thought
of those
ahead.
pages.
Most of it could be blank. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all right. Like I said, I've seen some of those pages too, and yeah, what you said too, like the emotional sense and the colors that bring that out, depending on what's going on in the scene, and you know, you did a great job, a fantastic job from what I've seen on that stuff, and I can't wait to get my hands on this book. So,
it's fascinating to look at colors, and when you see that tinting and shading isn't all there is, you know, it's not just adding black or adding white, although yes, that's a technique, but I see, he's changing the shading here from black and white to, let's say, the shading on a tunic with the guy bleeding out on the third preview page. It's, all right, the shading's now done in a different brown instead of just in black, and all those decisions you have to make that are, you know, being informed by the shading you were handed. It's like, this is a big task, converting instead of starting from scratch, it looks like. It's
also been cool just because because of having to experiment with that, it's also an excuse to try and use some more what do you call that, more drastic colors. And I think it'll be cool to see it, especially because we have that the flashback, then going over to the night scene, and then going over back onto establishing shot and changing the coloring a little bit for daytime. So it'll be fun to see the shifts and see how people like the different styles going in there. And we also have those little flashbacks inset panels. Yeah. So that's been fun.
So one last question. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay. Irene, did he miss anything?
No, he didn't miss anything. I was just going to add on to what he said. It's the story starts out as like the flashback, and then the night scenes. I mean, you're right. I agree. The night scenes will probably be in a more like emotive style, but I think that'll work out really well, especially with what I've seen coming from Nick. And then afterwards, because the way I worked on the files kind of was really different. Like my style changed a little bit over the course of the first chapter, just because I was like figuring.
So many people too. When you start making on a big project, I think it happened with AC too when we were working on a book. It's just that you start kind of, even when you design the characters, you have an idea, you have a style, but then you start actually, as that expression that I use, you're shifting into that skin suit and getting used to it, and your shorthand improves because now you're getting used to that book and that and how you want it to feel.
Like I have finally figured out the style for Fiendish at the end of the book, and I actually went back and edited a lot of things, which is why the first few pages are kind of a clusterfuck.
Irene can't help herself from going back over her work, by the way.
Okay, all right. AC can't stop teasing me about it, but I'm a perfectionist, and when I decided that, my style has changed too much from page 1, I had to go back and change things.
That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. I know. I did the same thing with my pages. You know, and it's like, all right, I finished this, great. I come back like a month later or something to the beginning of the book. And I'm like, okay, there's things I want to change now because
yeah. I'm not gonna like spend forever on every book going back editing things, but I think for chapter 1, I realized early on I was really finding the style for so long.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like going back and editing things, but I think right around after the daytime area, like tying it back to coloring, after we leave the night scene, that's where the style kind of is more solidified. So hopefully it's easier to like just go in with normal colors again.
Hey, Irene, I forget, when you released the black and white previews, was it before or after that you had changed the way in which you were drawing Iskall?
The first preview book from 2019 that is also an add-on for this, that was old Iskall. That was when he was older.
You know what? From Blue, when you were asking and Irene was talking about the edits that she went back on, yeah, we do tease her about it. I think it actually ended up being a useful thing because even on the files that I got, Iskall, the red-haired character, Irene had drawn him in I don't know, like how do you describe, like thinner and less bubbly of a head?
No, he was just older. He was 3 years older at first.
He was literally just sitting taller at every panel.
And so he had the original drawing underneath, and so the rendering over it, everything was rendered except Iskall's head, and that actually worked a lot during that time because of the darker rendering on things, Iskall's hair would not pop out well, and it had the worst bleeding when I did trial pages on it.
Oh man!
And so the fact that Irene actually did the drawing over that helped me because I had to do the rendering on it separately and put it away from how it was on the other ones, and by putting it as affecting on top of colors instead of over them, the red started showing a lot better and would not bleed in that way.
Wow.
Can I just come in for a second? Like, this is so technical. I don't know if like.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I guess I'm bored.
No, that's not what I mean to say. Like, for just like I know that there's probably, you've got folks in your chat who are watching who might not be terribly familiar with the coloring process, but like I'm a professional comic artist. Like, I know a tiny bit about coloring, but colorists, like, it's really technical, the stuff you have to know. And Nick's been coloring like my stuff for several years now, and he's really good. He knows his stuff. I feel like all of this like technical stuff is kind of over my head because it's just it's like what the pros really know. I think it's just kind of a testament.
And you know what we could do? Like I said, we could start doing more streams too, where we could break down that stuff because I was doing that at a certain point. I was starting to get more into the kind of the technical stuff, the drawings, how we paint two different styles. And I would like to get back into that on certain days. So if you guys are down for it, we could start doing that too.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, I'm thinking of doing more. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing streams like that as well. So I don't know, maybe we could even coordinate subject because that's why like last stream we did like fight scenes in comics. So I'm thinking of doing like coloring in comics or I don't know, like character design. So that would be fantastic. But coloring is like an underappreciated step in comics, and I think it would be really cool to have a real discussion about how it's done.
This actually brings me back to a conversation that we had in college. Our main professor for coloring was Nolan Woodard, and I always remember that he is very anal retentive, and I always he a lot of people complain about it because he was a bit of a hard ass during class.
I loved his classes.
I really appreciated that because he was one of the ones that would really nail down all the errors that you had, and we could stop with all the niceties and formalities to make people feel good about their stuff.
I loved him.
And whenever, Vinny, since you were actually bringing it up before, what is Sean Murphy? Whenever he would come over for a visit, you know what? He had one of those problems where his style is so messy that it tends to be a nightmare for a lot of colorists to deal with it. And Nolan actually took it, I remember he took it as a challenge, and he would bother him when Sean would come over because he was just like, oh, you can't figure it out, Nolan. My style is so unique. Nobody can figure out. I will always be.
He really pulled that?
Yeah, it's like, it's like this. he said it in some other way. I'm just making fun of him. But I remember he was just like, "Oh, I will always be too hard for most colors." And I remember Nolan's like, "I figured it out. So you put the layers in this way." And he just came up on his next visit. The first thing he just like came over. He's like, "I figured it out. Here's the file setup to figure it out. You're not special. I did the homework here. And this is how you make the printing not bleed over with your style and bleeding." I was like, and I was just taking like, oh man, that's awesome, because I love splattering and stuff, but it is like I would try and limit it to certain areas because of that same problem.
Yeah,
splatting is a huge issue, and bleeding over that is terrible. So sometimes when I would do that, I would just have to limit it to be black and white for that same reason, because you don't want to give that work to yourself. And I love that you would always take it as a challenge of how to figure it out. It is not impossible to do it.
Yeah, guys, what you're saying is you're very you're happy with my splattering, and I can do more of it.
You've been doing splattering, Mary?
Yes, a little bit. I'll do more.
I guess
you'll
find
see.
Your line work is very easy to follow.
Okay. Good. At least
is not challenging. I'm actually really looking forward to that one with the board.
Oh really? I thought that would be a nightmare. Yeah, I just posted it on Twitter.
Again, unfortunately with the work process and to keep it on time, most of the work for that will go to the flatters because they just have to make the revisions. I just get to have fun with color choice on that one.
What are you guys talking about a boar? What is this about?
I wonder, where's that from? Maybe I should pull something up.
Okay.
We're we went from nerdy levels to now we're going back to the book. People are like, what is going on with this stream right
at
now?
its nerdiest, we got up to 14 viewers.
oh, great! People that's good. People actually want to hear us nerd out about colors.
I know. No, yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, tonight we had a lot of strangeness that was going down from the beginning of the stream to. I know there's a lot of names that kind of streamed over us. Because like the last couple of weeks we've been hitting close to 30 people. But yeah. And again, we know that things are always going to be changing up and down anyway with all this stuff. But again, the replays are always fun. People are going to get a lot out of these. And like I said, once we break down more stuff too, and we get into like the other aspects of the artwork, along with the craziness we've been doing, it's this. We're going to still have a lot more fun here. And this stream's been great because we went over 3 hours and it didn't feel like it.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I told Liam I'd pitch his book one more time, so here it is. It's just go get I can't even
Wonder Island.
Yeah, go get Wonder Island. I'm like, World of Wonder. Go get Wonder Island. If you like the manga style, black and white, it's there for you. If you like the color Euro American style, it's there, and you can get both really easily. It's in the add-ons. It'll be worth it. So enjoy the artwork.
Absolutely.
I did not catch that one that you guys were pitching that originally. Wonder Island is also in black and white.
Yep, but manga style, reads right to left.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cute.
Edwin Hale, what's up?
Yeah. There's the one. Yeah, it's the $20 one right there. He again. That's what he did with Xenotype as well, which is really cool. Oh wait, sorry. There you go.
And there was a little bit of a misprint with the Xenotype one. Not going to happen this time. He's he's got that process nailed down.
You could go back to his book and finish pitching it.
Oh, I thought this was the manga print of Wonder Island. Obviously.
Yeah.
Again,
whoa, slightly different. Yeah,
we're jumping, but
this is Liam's book.
This was Liam's book.
Does Liam have any examples on there of the manga style on the campaign? I'm kind of curious to see the rendering on it.
Actually, I don't think he does.
No,
I hadn't seen any. At least when I skimmed it.
No, yeah, that's why I was surprised. Like I was interested in looking how that looked.
Yeah, he didn't. But her line work is super clean, and like you could tell too, like by her line work, she has some good line weight that varies here and there. But he's trying to get her to do a little bit more of that as well.
There's one little peak of it. If you go down, I don't think it's it says art not final though.
It was like open right there.
Yeah.
That
one.
Very manga.
Video.
Yeah, but that's not final. So
yeah, and that's a crazy scene. Yeah, you got to see like all the kind of like the little fairies that they pick up the baby there, and it's crazy. But yeah, It's funny too because I remember she was working on that. She's like, Liam was making me do like 1,000 fairies in here, and then she started flipping out. He's like, no, I want 2,000 fairies.
Oh gosh, she's adorable too. I met him on Liam's stream, and she was just like, "Oh my god, it's so much work!" God. She's a great
crazy.
artist.
Yeah, she goes all over the place, but yeah, she'll make these grunts and funny noises in between stuff. Like she won't answer you; she'll be like just making noises. But yeah, she's a great artist, and she's just gonna keep getting better and better. Like I'm super impressed with what she's been doing. Like truly, you know. I mean, you've seen the work. It's just gonna keep getting better and better too, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see. And see everyone's reaction too, because I know how this ends. The cliffhanger is absolutely incredible. The scene where he the bonding scene that he has with the dragon is like on another level. It's really cool. But again, it feels like those kind of old adventure stories, and and he has a little bit of everything in there. So yeah, but we're gonna keep showing more love for this project. Again, it's only been a couple of days now, and we're gonna make sure that more people get to see it. But yeah, I didn't get into my story too with my pitch. I mean, most people they've seen it, they know it. But again, shout out to Kraken. This is campaign number 6, trusted creator right here. And I'm going to be diving into a lot of different elements with this story. So yes, the setting is going to be in the Caribbean, 1700s. There's some historical accuracy that's definitely going to be in there. I'll have, again, characters from real life, quote unquote, in here, historical figures that they do have. A couple of them have very pivotal moments and scenes in here and throughout the story. But the first issue is going to be focused mostly on my main character here, Nathaniel James Callan, how he goes from being part of the Royal Navy into piracy, what happens between all that stuff, why he's doing what he's doing. You're going to find out. There is a lot of violence in here. That scene alone is pretty brutal and awesome. And a few people have seen some of it. It's good. But yeah, no, and again, like where I'm going with it is going to be really cool because I want to take people on this journey. We're going to be playing with kind of like the darkness of man too with this story. It's one of kind of the overall themes to the book, and how the main character is going to be struggling with what he's doing now as well, because he kind of started living by a certain code and he's starting to go past that code now. He's starting to break it, and again with the lifestyle that they're living right now, and it's that survival, but on top of it there is a supernatural element in this book, so it's not just going to be a straight up historical piece. We're going to have other elements in here, obviously. Again, it's a comic book, we want to have that fun. The skull you see here too plays an integral part into the story. There's multiple maps that are carved into it. It's also coded. He finds this amongst a bunch of other treasures, and kind of like where it leads is going to be really cool. There's going to be a good reveal of this throughout the series and what we're doing with it. But again, even the other characters in here, the other main characters, and she's the way that they encounter each other too, they sort of save each other in a way, and obviously we're going to have a bond between the two of them, and kind of what happens with the story is really cool. Lots of surprises, lots of twists, but that's what you need in these stories, and I planned it out in a really good way for all these characters, and to see the growth and where they start from and where they're going to end up going is going to be really, really cool, and I can't wait for people to sink their teeth into it.
Speaking of which,
another bad pun. But yeah, it's going to be fun, and I kind of have my own moments in here too, and kind of what they've been building and what they're doing as well. There's going to be elements of slavery in here that we're going to be covering, but it's also that thing of like even Blackbeard had done it, and it's going to be showcased in here too, where if he came across a ship that was full of slaves, he freed them, and most of them became part of his crew. Later on, though, in history, Blackbeard did betray them, but that's when the syphilis got to him and his mind was going and he was getting paranoid. So there's lots of different elements, but I'm going to be playing with a lot of different things too in here, and to see where it goes, because half the crew on his ship, on the Kraken, they're made up of freed slaves and other defectors from the royal crown. So I want to get into a little bit of everything in this and kind of what they did, because it happened in history. We've seen and we know of pirates who became big, and it wasn't just, you know, your white characters or whatever. History is unique in that way, and it's not just something that we're seeing now and what they're trying to push. No, it could be put into a story in a natural way because it's what happened. So, and I want to kind of play with that aspect of it. But again, I'm not getting preachy on any of this stuff. We're going to have hot women. We're going to have brutality. Where the characters are going is so cool. That element I talked about, the supernatural one, once you guys see it, it's good. The cliffhanger is solid. You guys are going to be like, holy shit, give me the next one. And that's what I kind of want to do with all my books, and that's what I've been doing. You know, have a strong story, have enough for people to sink their teeth into, enough that they're going to be like, yeah, I want to know where that goes. What about that thread that you put in here? I'm going to start to spread it out, and you're going to see how big this world gets. It is tied to my universe of characters and different projects. Like I said, that's what I'm kind of making my own universe, so to speak. So yes, we have genres that are present day, far into the future. There's going to be elements that connect all this stuff. You don't have to get them all to enjoy them. I'm writing them in a way where it's going to be really cool and fun, standalones for whatever series you're looking to pick up. If you want them all, even better, and you'll start to see those kind of things peppered in. And you're like, oh, okay, oh, that's cool. So that's what I want, because kind of like the real world, when we're looking at stuff of Egyptian things, and then you're seeing certain ties to, let's say, Greek mythology and Rome, and you know, it's like in the real world. So I'm trying to do the same elements in here, but you know, I'm getting a little preachy. Sorry, guys.
No.
If anything, you should show off your trailer, dude.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll do that too. Which was done by Red Gaze, and whenever he wakes up,
who didn't show up.
Who didn't show up. What up, Jason? That's right. From the depths we rise, and you'll see what all that's about too. Again, I'm super proud of this project. I'm having a ball with this. I'm having a blast with what we're doing here. And yeah, I'm getting to some really cool pages. And even the talkie scenes, like I'm starting to, because I've been jumping a little bit, I'm getting back into some of those, and I'm kind of figuring out a cool way to make things very interesting too, to read and just make you feel like you're there in that world. Yeah, I think you guys are going to be very happy with this one.
Hold on. I came out with the catch line for this this book, and I think it'll convince if anyone is you're not sure yet. Just remember, this book is hunks, whores, and hordes. And that's all you need to know. Backshadow of the Kraken right now.
There you go. Beautiful. Again, a little bit of everything, and yes, she nailed it.
You really have to take the audio from Irene doing that and put it in your trailer.
Yeah, you need to do a second trailer for that. The book two.
Yeah.
Oh, look who's back. What's up,
Liam?
man?
Hey.
I'm a little bit because I've got the coasters. They arrived.
Let's see.
Oh,
Hey,
sweet.
The coasters arrived. You know,
Oh,
I've got the
pretty.
other ones. These are you know.
Oh,
I've got those.
fantastic, man.
And also the pins arrived. At least the first pass at them. So that's
Hell yeah.
oh, neat.
that's fun. You know. Oh, whoops. You can't
What was
see
that?
those ones. They're in there wrong. But anyway, yeah. So that's awesome. So I got those. I just finished up the stream with Yuka. So she's off to the old land of Nod. She's gonna hang out with Kirby and fight. You know fight the enemies of the dreaming. And we're gonna hang out here and talk a bit of comics and pop culture.
A little bit. We were starting to wrap up.
Hey, I just said I'd be back. I never said we needed to stay long.
Well, he's back, and it's awesome. Yeah, Blue he covered your pitch again. We both jumped in. And yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing. We can't wait. And yes, we also reminded people as well that there is a black and white edition, and we have the manga edition that is here for people. So don't forget that. But yeah, like I said, man, I love the people we have here. The people who've been watching. Everyone who's been kind of coming and going, the ones who've been staying and watching the whole thing. It's really awesome, and yeah, we love you top to bottom. So yeah, make sure you back all those great books. Red's not here, but if you guys haven't seen it, Sunsworn is also still available. He has until the 31st, I believe. He's trying to hit 250 backers, because if he does, he's gonna be unlocking the black and white edition for free. So whatever order that you have on here, well, tangible ones, not digital, but if you're getting a physical copy and he hits the 250 before July 31st, you're going to also get a black and white added to that, which is incredible. That's another book he's throwing in there for free. So make sure.
Do you guys know what the book is about? Is it like fantasy, or what is the premise?
Well, it's in between the novels he's been writing. So yes, this is it's a bit of a complicated world that he built, but it has a little bit of everything in regards to, like, he's very much a D&D guy as well, and the story that he kind of crafted, he's been doing it over the years. So it is about this union in space and these other elements that's going on. The villains, and there's like these crystal powers, and there's kind of like a war between all this stuff. And me saying it isn't enough. This world he crafted is huge. It really is. So that's why he's been doing, he's going to start doing these comic books in between the novels that he's working on. This thing was nearly...
It's like space fantasy?
It's space fantasy for sure. This thing, I have the... How many pages is this again? Yeah, this was over 500 pages, the novel, the original novel. So, yeah, look at this thing. Gorgeous. And yes, I did
nice.
To it. But
you
yeah,
get a copy?
It's thick. The way the ladies like it.
Hey, it's what we say here.
Yes. He has that soundbite of me doing that. He plays it every now and then on his. But this thing is killer what he did. I'm really impressed, and yeah, the story that he's doing is amazing. Katie from Bonds did all the artwork on the campaign, all the artwork in there. What am I doing? I can just play the trailer too. You guys can check it out. I'm sleep deprived.
We all are. Red Gay's signature butt. Donk. Space dragons and sexy butts.
That's right.
Back to butt.
That's all you need to know.
You know what? I rather like that little trailer. It goes for quite a bit just showing images, but the fact that it doesn't over-explain or go too long with it, that's nice. I think just images pitch the book pretty well. That's some nice art too. It's fun.
Yeah,
I like the dragon people.
Yeah. That one. That's a new villain that he actually put into this book. But yeah, shit. Like I said, he needs to be here because he's has again so much that he put into this world. Between what you see it's not nearly enough of.
No, but you can tell. Like again, it's just how we were saying. Just like it's without words, you can kind of see it. Just like he shows those worlds, he shows the characters. There's really, there's a lot of stuff, and you don't really need to talk about it. You kind of get the feel for the kind of book that you're looking for.
Oh, for sure, man. And again, like the teamwork that he did with Katie is next level on this project as well. And she's the creator of Bonds, the werewolf book. If you guys didn't know that, definitely check that out too. I'm gonna start doing more streams, like I said, where I'm gonna do them a little bit earlier so she could pop in again as well. Because they're ready to fulfill on that, and that's gonna be another killer one. So yeah, there's my cover for the project on this one. The other cover, this one's Nerium's, and whichever cover you get prints with those as well. So you'll have prints of both of them. But,
sorry, which one is it that you said that you did, Vinny?
Oh, I did this one right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's that one. I did the novel cover as well. It's more like a crazy movie poster that all that awesome stuff going on with it. But yeah. Again, I've been helping Red with designs as well on these projects, and he's just someone I believe in, and what he's been doing is, again, like I said, next level. He's somebody that a lot of people, they didn't know what he had in his head, and what we're doing here with this community, we got this stuff out there. He's got a novel, an actual novel that's over 500 pages. He's doing the comic books now. There's so many other things he's going to be doing, some that's connected to this universe. Others are brand new ideas. It's cool, and we have the minds, we have creators here, and we're just trying to get more eyes on these projects. And yeah, the support is definitely, it's going to be helping all of us to continue to make these awesome projects and even better ones.
How much time does this one got before?
Well, he's in demand, but like I said, he has.
He's already in demand. Okay.
Yeah. Up to the 31st is where he's doing this offer for the black and white. So if he doesn't reach the 250 backers by then, that's going to be off the table. He's only going to add it, I think, to like the most expensive tier, like as an extra gift for them. But yeah, he's at 206 backers right now. So we're trying to get him there. So yeah, guys, if you can, grab the link, put it on Twitter, put it on social media, let people know, because that is amazing, and that's not an offer that's going to last long. So definitely jump on it.
Pretty cool.
But hell yeah. So yeah, we have all these great books again. Through the Woods still available. I made a couple more sales this week on it. They ship immediately. You guys seen it. I've been knocking on the cover the entire time. But yeah, if you're into ghost stories, this is a really cool one. Frankie Knows has been in chat all night as well. He's the writer on this project / co-creator. This thing is 98 pages. Everything you need out of a really cool, suspenseful kind of ghost story you're going to get in here. The main character, Laura Langley, she inherits this property in upstate New York, finds out that it's actually haunted. She does the research too and finds out a lot more about the land. It was a loggers camp 100 years earlier. There's some really horrible things that went down, murder and other stuff, and you'll kind of see how it unfolds in these pages. And you do get the entire story, beginning, middle, end.
Where does it
And
take place?
what was that?
Where does it take place?
Upstate New York.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So it's again, if you're into any kind of like spooky stuff like that, ghost stories, it's more suspenseful. When I originally did the first story, we had a very gory scene and another character we kind of took out of the book, and we went more for the suspense and more for the ghost angle, and it was cooler doing it that way, and it makes sense for what the story is. And these characters aren't necessarily finished either. There is definitely a sequel to this. I guess you could say a volume 2. That there is a story that's down on paper that's really, really cool and brings a whole lot more to this. And it's going to be a fun one. But don't know when we're getting to that one yet, because I have a couple other projects that are way before it.
So you're saying that these characters are not necessarily finished. Does that mean they all survive?
You gotta get the book to find out.
I mean, you might have ghosts. You don't know what's gonna happen. It's a supernatural story.
Business.
Yes.
Yes, it's
buy the book to find out.
It's fun. Yeah, we do.
Pirates and ghosts. What are you talking about? That would never go together. That doesn't work. Ghost
you never
pirates?
know. This is the Vinnieverse we're talking about. Anything is possible.
Anything's possible, including hot women. We get them everywhere.
Oh, my wife.
She's over my shoulder, but this is the image. So if you guys were curious, this is also the bookmark that you guys get. All orders get the bookmark thrown in there. But
nice.
yeah. So yeah, this again, if you were talking about moody colors and kind of over the top stuff, this book is definitely, it has everything you need in it. I did play with sepia on certain flashbacks with this story. This is the one where I was talking about it on your stream as well, where I go from sepia and slowly start to get into color and a certain key part of the story that we're kind of, I wanted to throw the viewers into it and feel like they're there by that pivotal scene on the the final page of what was happening with that sequence.
Yeah.
And it works beautifully. I can't wait for, again, more people to get their hands on this project. And please do it soon, because once those hardcovers are gone, I'm not going back to print on the hardcovers. So get it while you can. Do it soon. I did all the artwork on here. I did all the lettering on here. Again, my heart and soul is 100% into this. So that's why I don't tolerate any nonsense when it comes to people trying to hurt anybody, creators, and all that shit. I'm about the projects. We can have fun in other ways, which we've been doing all night, and making fun of each other and talking about crazy stuff.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. But yeah, the level of detail that I put into these pages, again, I'm just trying to keep raising the bar from project to project. And I definitely had a blast with this one, and you can see it. In fact, with these pages too, by the time I got to the third book, I was cranking out 2.5 to 3 pages a week, full from pencils to color. That's not an easy feat, especially with the painted style that I've been doing.
Yeah, you have very detailed style. So
yeah, I got into a rhythm with those for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole that last issue or the last part of the book is really amazing. You get the payoff, you get everything you need in it. It feels good. And Jason said it last week when he was on too, that he's like, yes, it was very satisfying.
Awesome.
So yes, definitely jump on. Oh yeah, there's the bookmark. So yeah, hop on that. And yeah, I've been, my projects and stuff. I've had work that was on TV. I've worked for all different companies. So if you guys weren't that familiar with it, go check out all that great stuff. And yes, we'll play the trailer because people are asking. So we love you, brother.
Back through the woods today on Indiegogo. Back through
3 times.
At least 3
today
times.
Yep.
Indiegogo. Back through the woods today.
You want to make sure people they go to sleep with a smile on their face. So keep backing these projects. You're gonna love it. And if you want, you can check out the other trailers too. They're good ones. Red did he did the main trailer. Frankie Knows did a couple of them as well. We had one on the villain, which was really cool. But yeah, check out all that great stuff. You guys are going to be very happy with these books. And, you know, we've had over 700 people are like, holy shit, love this book. Can't wait to see more from you guys. And that's what we've been doing. We've been cranking out awesome projects.
Nice.
City of Venus, another great one. The sequel's coming as soon as I'm done with the pirate book. As soon as that's fulfilled, I'm jumping back into this. I'm doing a campaign at a time. That's how I've been very consistent with what I've been working on and getting them into your hands. I'm not starting one, jumping to another one, and going, oh, here's campaigns for three campaigns on it. No, I got 5 campaigns fulfilled. Number 6 is Shadow of the Kraken, trusted creator. They call me the Fulfillment King for a reason. So make sure to support. And nothing but love for everybody out there.
And you're fulfilling them by your hand, so it's not like you can draw and put labels on boxes at the same time.
Correct.
Yeah.
So that's
grow more
why
hands. You need to grow more hands.
Right?
We all do.
Tell me about it. I need a clone. I
Mm.
need a couple.
I would like a clone. Don't know if I'd be able to deal with it though.
Yeah, we say that until we actually have.
Yeah. Oh my god. Just one.
I was thinking
Just
back
one.
about how Irene keeps talking about how Vinny does everything for his campaigns and projects, and I was going to ask if those were also Vinny's moves for the trailer.
Oh,
I missed the last one.
the trailer.
Yeah, since you do everything for the projects, were those also your moves for the trailer, Vinny?
No, that was Kelsey Shannon. He shaved his beard, he lost a little bit of weight, and he put on those Daisy Dukes.
Thank you, Kelsey. That's what we needed.
That does make me think, Vinny. Do you ever do like where you need like reference for a pose, and then you have to take a photo of yourself?
I've done that on very rare occasions. I had a girlfriend who actually posed for an image in Through the Woods. But yeah, so once in a while, I'll do
And
something
then
like
you
that.
broke up with her.
But no, we're still friends.
I want it.
Scoundrel.
I just need a picture of your butt. Goodbye.
It was a leggy scene.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no.
That's how we function nowadays.
Well, just because it worked, so I'm like, yeah, why not? I didn't have to do it, but she was happy to post for it. I'm like, all right, no problem. But yeah. So I don't always do that. Like I said, I don't really need to. I have a pretty good understanding of anatomy. If you guys haven't seen it, check out my master classes on my YouTube channel, and you'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I could. I know what anatomy looks like if you take the skin off of it. A lot of people don't. So I think more people brush up on your skills, because that's how we keep making better and better books here.
I think of skinning people too, all the time.
Oh, excellent.
So
we know what Rini does in her pastime.
anyways.
But yeah, check out these great projects. Like I said, there's a lot more coming. This story is going to continue. This one's going to be, the sequel's going to be 50 pages as well, minimum. All my projects here on out is going to be that. This one was 32 front cover to back cover. But like I said, I'm going to make bigger books because a lot of people, they also wanted more of this story. They're like, they loved it. They love, well, the cliffhanger. They're like, we need the sequel now. But yes, it's in the works. The story, again, I've been writing it out as well. I'm like I said, I'm spread out all over the place, but I'm focused right now on the pirate book. So that's where all my attention is, where I'm going with that. And yeah, I'm rambling now. I'm getting too talky.
Yeah, you're tired. You're tired.
Yeah, I'm
buddy.
tired.
It's time for bed.
Yes.
Yeah, we're closing in on 4 hours, man.
Back on
Crazy.
these books! Back these book! Can you show
These
people like
books,
2
back these
seconds?
books.
Like 2 seconds. I know we're closing, but I shared that boar page. That's all I want to show. Oh yeah, and also back
the
Fiendish,
boar,
by
the
the
boar.
way. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, this is what part of the extra 4 pages that you're going to get. So I'm working on shading these out, and that's all you have to know. Look, yay, boars, magic, butts. All right,
Yes.
cool, and monsters. That's Fiendish.
This is amazing. This is amazing. So when you weren't at this level yet with it, and it looked mind blowing, and to see what it is now, holy crap!
Grazie.
Nick, good luck painting this one.
Yeah, we haven't even looked. It's 4 hours. It's time to close. We haven't even looked at my book yet. So, all right. Too bad, everybody. Good night.
Oh my gosh.
Blue can show his homework
Vinny's
for the
too
night.
popular.
Blue's like, hold on. Here's my homework.
Yeah, that's all I'm showing. You can stop sharing now. I'm not going to spoil more of it. It's for backers only.
It's for backers only. You hear that? So make sure to back these projects. Again, Wonder Island. Keep jumping on this one. Detonator.
Yes.
That's also another fantastic project. That's going to be on Kickstarter soon. Again, Nick did all the artwork on that, or at least for the first issue, right?
Yeah. For the first issue, I did the artwork and the colors, covers, and everything. For subsequent issues, we actually have a friend that do the colors from them on. So it's just me. It's always covers and inks for the rest of the series so far, and it's gonna be issues 1, 2, and 3 for the first Kickstarter that are all finished. Is just to get the physical prints and to keep on going with the series. I think James is planning for 7 issues total for the whole thing.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah, man. And I saw the 3 issues over on Reenie's stream on Wednesday. Like he has them in hand again, 100%. They are done. So get ready for that one. Make sure to sign up and back it when it hits. Fiendish, keep backing and supporting this. She was worried she wasn't going to hit 25. She's about to hit 27. This is fantastic. Again, awesome person, fantastic creators here. Nothing but love. Again, Six Gun Gorilla also back and support this fantastic project. Keep an eye out for the next collected edition. It's going to have my cover. I showed you guys earlier the inks for it, the digital inks that I did, and I will be painting it, I believe, this week. So yes, Black Tiger. John was here earlier. Make sure to back that. Sunsworn, Red, Sleeping Beauty. There, we'll get him on another stream, but we'll get him talking about his projects again. Shout out to Kraken, Through the Woods, City of Venus. You know my projects. Jump on it. And the art books. Don't forget. The art books, you could, I suggest if you want all 3 books, click the featured tier. There's the add-on for the volume 1. And volume 1, volume 2, they're 52 pages each. So that's a whole lot of artwork on top of it. So yes, jump on that. But if you already did, again, because I had moved the volume 1 to this campaign as well. You could also get that by itself if you missed out on that. We have options, but if you want volume 2, it is exclusive with City of Venus 2 on the featured tier. So definitely jump on that. Thank you, everybody. I was so long-winded.
Thanks, everybody.
We got a lot to cover. Thanks for joining us.
Right? This is crazy. But trust me, I will be closing campaigns. I'm not going to be keeping all these things open, so they'll be open for a little while longer, so make sure to grab them. AC, Nick, thank you for being here. First time there on the stream. A pleasure. Look forward to having you on. We'll be talking nerdy talk. We'll be talking comic books and all that great stuff, our process. So keep an eye out for that. We're going to be figuring it out. Reenie, it's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Kind of my co-host, one of my co-hosts for sure. Great creator, great person, nothing but love. Blue, another amazing guy.
Thank you.
This dude, what can I say about Blue?
I'm here.
He backs so many books. He supports so many creators. I'm talking about you. A genuine person. He'll give you his honest opinion all the time. He'll help you out as much as he could as well. If he sees something, if it sticks out to him, he's going to DM you. He'll address it. He'll be like, maybe it's better if you do this, whatever. Constructive criticism. He gives it to you. And again, his input's always amazing. Love having him on.
Thanks, man. There's Liam.
And
yeah, we love
Hold on. We had to show Reenie getting.
I might have been muted.
And Liam, he's always muting himself. Sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not. But we love him.
I'm a loudmouth. I've got to take care of that for the audience. You know, I don't
He's awake.
He's awake. He's more awake than we are. It's daytime for him.
Is the sun rising over there?
No, this is just my natural
he's
orange.
just orange.
Oh,
radiates from my
okay.
body.
You radiate like the sun.
Yeah, I glow. I am
It's
the
part of
I'm
his
the orange
curse.
tyrant.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing and a curse. When he goes to sleep at night,
Like,
he lights up the room.
The spiritual term is anima. It is my animus or my anima. If we're gonna get into
anima?
sort of
Anima?
Yeah,
It's like another name for magic, like magic.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's willing to start over?
I have to get back to work.
Me. Get this thing off me. Why am I here? Look at how blurry my camera is. I got to fix that too. Get it off me, Vinny.
No, bask us.
Okay. Well, Brady wants everyone to see her again. Go for it.
I'm kidding. I wasn't saying full screen me. Oh my gosh.
That everyone's freaking out.
No, damn it.
All right, guys, girls. Thank you so much for being here again. We have the best people. We have the best people in chat, best people in the panel, and we're going to keep it that way. Thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic night. Remember to be kind to one another. Big kick ass while you create.
Amen.
We're going to just keep ending it on a high note. So nothing but love, everyone. Thank you so much.
Stay hydrated. Don't forget to wipe.
Don't forget to wipe. This artwork is in the art books, by the way.
Good night. Oh, Frankie. Oh my god. I need more booze.
All right, Irene.
Irene signs off the stream.
No, seriously, I need to go booze shopping. I'm like, that was my last bottle of rum, and that's a